Bahuma right side. Gonna cut it inside. Looks now for the end zone.
I mean, you're better off just rolling it down the field, the 40-yard line, than kicking a line drive to number 15.
Salcido in motion. Snap taken, heating. Gonna throw down the seam. He's got Coleman in the end zone. Touchdown. I love it. Look out. Off to the races. Matt Morrison. Blitz up the middle. This one intercepted. Picked off at the flat. It's Lynch on the road, down by a point. Capetta calls his own number, takes the plunge, and ends up in the end zone. Four-man rush. Throws across the body, looking for Peters. He's got him on the run. Beholder Savati. It's clean. The kick is up. Good. And good. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Nashua. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. The Timberlane Owls taking on the Bishop Guertin Cardinals here in week number 5. An overcast sky, and temperatures expected to be in the mid-60s throughout the course of the ball game. Two teams in Division 1 looking for a win, coming off of victories a week ago and hoping to jump up above the 500 mark for the first time. The Owls under longtime head coach Kevin Fitzgerald, 2-2, following a cross-divisional win over Sauhegan last week. Bishop Guertin also at 2-2. They beat division rival Merrimack by a 3-score deficit in week number 4. So both teams, Steve, with some momentum and looking to improve their position in the Division I standings.
I think in the normal circumstances, Nick, I agree. You look at the Timberlane win over the Sabres, or Sauhegan Sabres. I mean, when you look at that win, normally it's always a Division II counted off, but not when it's the Sauhegan Sabres, Nick. I think they could probably play pretty steady with a vast majority of Division I teams, and they really gave Timberlane a good fight. But Timberlane came out, won that game. I think that's good for them. As far as the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, they come off a game with Merrimack, Nick, and they're here with Timberlane. Let's take a quick look. Well, we can do. We come back if you want. Want to go to a commercial break now, or you want to go?
We got all kinds of time.
All right, brother. Look at these schedules coming up. Bishop Guertin's got Pinkerton next week. So this game here, Nick, puts them in a 3-2 situation if they can come out with a win. You don't want to go 2-4 if they lose to Pinkerton. If they beat Pinkerton, which you never know what's going to happen as we approach, the playoffs. Pinkerton looks really, really strong, but they have to play the game. And BG's got some really good athletes. So this game for BG is really important. On the other end with Timberlane, it's really about they got Manchester Memorial next week, Dover, Winnacunnet, and Portsmouth, Oyster River. Though they got 2 tough games there. After Pinkerton, BG's got Keene, Goffstown, Nashua South. You would think at least if you go by rankings or whatever, or perceived rankings, they would come out ahead. So, this is a big game. We talked about last week, Nick, when we did Salem and Wyndham. Terrific game. You called it aptly so, a measurement game. I think we both think this is a measurement game here. Find out where these teams are right now. And this game's going to kind of – the winner of this game, to me, is going to kind of set the rest of the season up for probably a pretty reasonable likelihood that they can make some sort of a playoff berth. May not be home field advantage, but they can make a playoff berth.
Bedford, a winner last night, top ranked. We saw them in the rain, shut out a very good Nashua North team, 45-0 to improve to 5-0. Of course, they're in Division I West, the same conference as the Cardinals. And when you look at Timberlane in the East, of course, Portsmouth, Dover, a couple of very good Exeter caught their first loss last night, although it was out of state and does not officially count towards the state rankings. But bottom line is both teams are in very good conferences, and as you mentioned, those wild card berths could come down to the final week, week 9.
That's why this game here is so important. When we take a look at both of these teams, they both have good quarterbacks that lead the team. Coaching staffs are outstanding from top to bottom, well coached. Again, I think that BG's struggle has been, as thought, in the beginning of the year. Even Coach Nalen talked about that in his opening remarks before the season on Roger Brown's New Hampshire Football Report, that it was a development of the offensive line. How are they going to do? How are they going to progress? All 5 of them graduated last year, so it's a whole new crew. Coach Nalen's aware of that, and they're trying to coach these guys up. It's a long season as it relates to the ability to develop high school guys, especially guys who are starting from a very beginner's perspective. Let's see how they do tonight against Timberlane. They're going to get a good fight.
All right, when we come back, opening coin toss, kickoff, top of the hour, a live rendition of the national anthem from the Bishop Guertin Marching Band as well. Don't go away. We're about to get underway in just a few minutes. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
All right, thanks to the Cardinal Marching Band.
Well, there they are, the Bishop Guertin Cardinal Marching Band, with a live rendition of the national anthem here at Stello Stadium. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Bishop Guertin and Timberlane, two teams at 2-2, and in search of a win here in Division One. We broke down the personnel with both head coaches at various points to this point. Most recently with Anthony Nalen, first-year head coach of Bishop Guertin, made the move from Lunenburg High School down in Massachusetts in the offseason. Seems like he's a very well-spoken, slightly young man, say in his 30s, early 40s, and most importantly has kind of dove in, so to speak, into the Bishop Guertin culture and leaning on some of these veterans not only throughout the first month of the campaign, but especially maybe so tonight.
No question, Nick. Had a very successful experience down in Lunenburg, a product of the Catholic school system himself. You had a great interview with him in Gridiron, folks. If you want to kind of meet unofficially Coach Nalen, watch Gridiron with Nick's interview with him. It was fabulous. I agree with you. Very, very nice fella, and seems to have connected with the players in short order. And I was able to talk with the principal of Bishop Guertin right before the game, and things are going quite well, trying to build a program here. And so I don't think it was difficult for him to kind of get in this culture, Nick. He was a product of the Catholic school system himself. So I think he knows a lot of things coming in. Seems so far like a nice fit for Bishop Guertin.
Yeah. And, of course, Timberlane on the other side now under the mentorship of Kevin Fitzgerald in his 16th season as head coach. We lovingly call him the ship captain.
Yep.
And
if he doesn't mind.
He has elevated the prestige of this Timberlane football program over the last several years. A deep run in Division I last year after making the jump up from D2 to D1 prior to 2022. Graduated a lot last year, but the guys he's got back seemingly are getting better week to week.
I couldn't agree with you more, Nick. Coach Fitzgerald is an accomplished coach. He knows what it's like to be an assistant. He's worked his way up through the system. So when he became the commander-in-chief head coach, so to speak, he's aware of what all the subcomponents are, and I really think that strengthens him. I watch how he identifies with his quarterback. To me, he and Bill Ball do a great job of working with their quarterbacks. They have them come off the field. I thought he really elevated Capetta's game. I have a tremendous amount of respect for him as a coach, and they have a great feeder program. Don't forget that, Nick, either. And they made the decision to leave Division II, come up to Division I, and they're competing handsomely so far. So
temperature
not
about
surprised.
64 degrees right now, an overcast sky. The good news is there is no rain in the forecast. That was not the case statewide last night. As we saw firsthand in Bedford, it rained very hard. So an improvement weather-wise here tonight, a Saturday night on the final day of September here in southern New Hampshire. Bishop Guertin is going to kick the football away. We'll get a look at the senior Connor Lennon. He's got one of the stronger legs in Division I. Two men back deep for Timberlane, including the dangerous Liam Corman, the speedster. Still just a sophomore, but already a two-year starter for the Owls.
You know, we were talking that last night's game, Nick, how many kickers now are putting it into past the goal line from the 40-yard line. It's just really incredible here in New Hampshire.
This one is going to be a squib, handled by one of the up men for Timberlane, who drops to his knees just shy of the 30-yard line. That's Matt Fitzgerald, the sophomore, showing the good hands.
Yeah, that's just a lot of respect for Liam Corman there, Nick. They're not going to kick it deep to him. I really like what BG did right there, Nick. I think that's a smart move. You're just starting the game. When you kick off to them, put it down the field away from any of the primary key guys. Don't let them come up right up the field, make a big play. Really like that call.
All right, so Timberlane from their own 29-yard line will start it 1st and 10 with a quarterback draw, but immediately in some trouble as Matt Goldstein, the sophomore defensive lineman, comes in unchecked for Bishop Guertin. It's a 4-yard loss on first down. So Timberlane already facing a 2nd and long.
Yeah, that's not how you want to start the offensive, yardage gain there. It's on first down. You want to be able to get positive yardage, but we'll see what they got in store. That was a good job by the defensive line as a whole.
Sets up a 2nd down and 14. From the gun, the quarterback is Jeremy Milochik. And he'll stick with Corman on a run call up the middle across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Waiting for him was Jackson Goldstein for Bishop Guertin. So the Goldsteins checking in defensively here early.
Corman, not a big guy, but very shifty. I like guys that have a ability to plant their foot and accelerate out of that with a tremendous amount of acceleration. He's one of those runners. You got to be careful of this young fella.
Did pick up 7 to set up 3rd and 7. They fake to Corman. The throw from Milochik is incomplete. Trying to find Garrett Schivel, one of these veterans, the senior, but the pass off target. And now a 4th down as the Cardinal defense forces a 3-and-out.
Well, you see here, he got hurried up real quick. He had guys coming right in his face. If you're a BG fan, that's a pretty good thing to see right there when you start seeing those defensive linemen penetrate that offensive line early in the game and take control of the defensive line, of the line of scrimmage.
Two speedsters back deep for Bishop Guertin.
Ballesteri and Helmke back for the Cardinals.
It's Ronan Ballesteri and Will Helmke. Meanwhile, a bad snap. The punter running for his life gets it off. Good right-footed kick that'll take a bounce at the 50-yard line and roll into BG territory before it's down at the 40-yard line. Good effort there to get out of trouble by Liam Kelly, the junior punter.
Nick, the athleticism. Watch here in the replay. There's no hope on this play. He's just trying to. Any normal kicker wouldn't even think about doing what he's doing. But look at that athleticism to get that ball off. If you're Timberlane over there on the other side of the field, you have a sigh of relief that you were able to get some production there. That really took away an opportunity for BG to be right in the red zone starting their first offensive set.
Still, though, pretty good starting field position.
No question, but
at their own 40-yard line.
Just admiring the play.
Timberlane avoids a bullet there.
I agree.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. They go to the air right away. The quarterback, Mike McDonough, is able to find his man. That's Helmke here to the near side. It's an 8-yard pickup. Stop made for Timberlane by Jacob Bassnett, the senior.
Really like the development, the structure of this play, Nick. They kind of flood the zone with two players, and then they send one deep, and then they pull a kind of a shallow curl underneath, and he was wide open. Great, very well-designed play and executed as well.
BG, they like to go to the air. We may see McDonough throw as many as 40 passes tonight.
Well,
up the ground, or up the middle, on the ground on 2nd and 2. That'll be a first down.
One of the things, Nick, about McDonough is he seems to be a player that the more he throws the ball, the better game he has. When they've been forced to run the ball, it's just you got to give this guy a lot of reps out in the field. He's going to connect.
Ethan Shimoleski with his first carry. Senior picks up 3 to set up BG in Timberlane territory at the Owl 49. 1st and 10. McDonough against a 4-man rush. Now going to leave the pocket, running near side, tuck and run, pushed out of bounds. At about the 43-yard line. Coming up out of the secondary there is Cam Nazarian, the senior for Timberlane. So McDonough's scramble will produce 5 to set up a 2nd and 5.
Absolutely, Nick. If you look at this, watch him looking downfield. He's zoned in on the whole field. He immediately knows there's full coverage all across. What's he do? Make the smart move, grab the yardage he can, and a 2nd and short, an offensive coordinator's dream.
Showing the athleticism.
Yep.
McDonough.
It's the decision-making that I like.
Senior, first-year starter, going to take a high snap here, throw a screen pass, and a nice move after the catch. Cody Szymanski still on his feet. Szymanski down the near sideline, inside the 10, going to lunge for the pylon, but they rule him out of bounds just shy of the 1-yard line. A spectacular move after the catch there by the senior wide receiver.
Look to me, Nick, from up here like he was in, but the officials, Johnny on the spot, exactly where they were supposed to be. I bet you we're going to find out the official was right here.
Able to break
Let's take a quick look.
The tackle attempt, and then maybe a touchdown saving tackle by Charles Marshall, the junior defensive back.
Well,
holds Szymanski out of the end zone. So the Cardinals with a 1st and goal with the football just outside the 1-yard line. McDonough back in the gun. Shimoleski is the back to his left. 4 receivers, 3 right side. They look left. The throw up in the air. Wow. Szymanski goes upstairs for the touchdown. A leaping 2-hand grab by Cody Szymanski. And the Cardinals strike first here at home less than 3 minutes in.
Well, what Mike McDonough does there, Nick, is he just throws it. The only player on that field that could get that ball is look at that. That is as good as it gets. He's the only receiver that can catch it. He threw it exactly to the spot. Very impressive. That's a good drive there for BG.
So McDonough to Szymanski. And it's a 60-yard drive when it's all said and done. Extra point is up and good as well off the foot of Connor Lennon. So with just under 3 minutes off this first quarter clock, Bishop Guertin off to the start they were hoping for, 7-0.
Absolutely, Nick. And, to be able to start at the 40 and work your way all the way down 60 yards down into the end zone, Nick, very methodical, good play sequencing, good decisions made by McDonough, but McDonough's also getting protection. And what that shows is when he's provided the protection he needs so he can utilize his skills of vision and his passing velocity and accuracy, Nick, he can be very, very effective. they're going to need to get pressure on McDonough in order to, if they're going to be able to stay in this game, Nick, because with those receivers, he'll just start shredding things.
So Cody Szymanski had the long pass play to set up the 1-yard touchdown catch.
Yep.
And he has been the clubhouse leader in both receptions and yardage, and was the first player that Coach Nalen named when I asked him Thursday night who has stood out.
Yep.
And without hesitation, he said Szymanski. Meanwhile, this one is another pooch.
Yep.
Handled here by Fitzgerald. He's going to go across the 25, make his way to the middle to the 30. Try to scratch out an extra yard at about the 32-yard line. Bishop Guertin with a number of green jerseys on the scene, including Hudson Schmidt, the sophomore gunner. So 3 minutes in, Timberlane, after a 3-and-out, to be in the football game looking for a response here, trailing on the road 7-0.
Yeah, I second the motion on that decision as well, Nick. They are not going to allow Corman to win the game on special teams. I could not agree the way Coach Nalen is handling. You always look at a coach, especially on special teams, of the respect that they have for the opposition. And I think these are good moves for them.
Stretch play on 1st and 10. Jacob Bassnett, the senior, gets the corner up to the 40. Spins, still in bounds at the 50. And into BG territory down at about the 46-yard line. It's a big play there of over 20, 22 on the pickup, 1st and 10.
Watch the blocking by Corman and number 66, Giuseppe Bordenaro. Watch these guys. If we get it in view, there they are. They shut down that edge right there. That's just a great job initially by 66 and then finished up by Corman with that nice swing block. And, boy, he made the most of that open field, Nick, with the yards afterwards.
Able to keep his balance along the sideline.
Good blocking.
And rip off an extra few at the end of the run. So a 22-yard pickup sets up 1st and 10. Milochik, that's on the money. Over the middle. Complete to Tyler Cicchino for another Timberlane first down.
And, Nick, this is kind of meeting what you and I had talked about the expectation that this is going to be an interesting game because both of these teams have the ability to move the ball down the field. They're extremely well coached. Their offensive play calling and sequencing is outstanding. I've seen it with both these. Seen it with Coach Nalen, and if both these quarterbacks have the time to throw, that scoreboard could get a workout.
Cicchino, one of the taller players for Timberlane, listed at 6'3", his first catch. They look his way again, going deep. Cicchino cannot pull it in at the 1-yard line. A good effort there on a lunge, but that one falls to the turf, incomplete, and Timberlane faces a 2nd and 10. But going for the jugular there.
Yeah, nice corner route there, well run. If you look at him, he goes full speed the whole way, and it was just an inch out of reach there. Nice, well-thrown ball. He wants that one back, you can tell. Nice throw there.
Got the snap on the defensive back, Gabe Korkalakis. But in the end, it's incomplete. So Timberlane, after failing to pick up a first down on their opening drive, threatening to break into the red zone here on 2nd down and 10 from the BG 28. Handoff up the middle. This is Cameron Nazarian. Second touch for Nazarian, but that won't go for much. Stopped around the line of scrimmage, again by a number of Cardinals, including the defensive lineman Sam Fox, one of the seniors.
Watching the trenches, Nick, it seems to me on the run play, there's been some, Timberlane's a good program. They're facing, BG's facing a good team here, and their defensive line looks to me like they've improved over the last couple weeks. They seem to have they're stunting a little bit, and their tactics in the trenches look like they've been honed and skilled a little better.
Meanwhile, this one blown dead. 3rd and 9, we've got our first penalty of the game, and it's a false start against the Timberlane offense.
False start on Timberlane.
As we hear from referee Jason Patch for the first time tonight.
Jason has been a busy guy. We saw him last week in the Salem-Wyndham game. Kind of like we just saw the two running teams in Division I that were just parity. Just like that game was 5 points. It could have gone either way, and now we're seeing two spread offenses that with two quarterbacks that like to gun the ball that are kind of the same coming in here with the same records, kind of same level. This is that stratification, quarter by quarter here. We're going to see which team has the tools to get it done against the other. But the line of scrimmage is the battle's going on here. I think BG's doing a good job so far.
3rd down and 14. Milochik, 3-step drop, in some trouble avoids the rush, throws, got Corman open at the 10. That's a first down. Makes one man miss, trying to drag a second into the end zone with him, and he does. Touchdown, Timberlane. A 34-yard strike from Milochik to Corman with a nice run after the catch to boot. Timberlane a point away from tying the game.
Well, let's face it, the game of football with the way that it's going as far as the spread, Nick, if you know how to extend a play, if you're a quarterback that can make the right decisions and extend a play, that's becoming a really important part of a quarterback's job, and that's exactly what Milochik did right there. He made a good maneuver, kept his eyes, downfield and connected with Corman there. That's just two good drives by both of these teams. Looks like we're in for a game.
Officially a 33-yard touchdown pass, Jeremy Milochik to Liam Corman. So 7-7 here at the midway point first quarter. An impressive response there from the Owl offense.
Well, it was, Nick. Both of these drives were the play calling was good. This is going to be an interesting set here for BG. Will they respond? Will the defensive line of Timberlane be able to get some pressure on McDonough? So far, the offensive line for BG's done a terrific job. Pretty good job by the Timberlane offensive line too, but he's been having to scramble a little bit more, but he's still getting it done. And always like a quarterback that, as he's scrambling, can be looking downfield and maintain vision of the field, so he doesn't have to put his head down and start over. And Milochik did a great job there. That was just
Kelly in to kick for the Owls.
Good job at the quarterback position.
So Kelly teeing this one up. Bishop Guertin, again with two speedsters back, Helmke and Ballesteri. Kelly will swing the right leg. This one is end over end, a little short. Ballesteri comes up to the 16, crosses the 20. 25-30, breaks it outside, and is spun around out of bounds somewhere around the 35-yard line. Good return there. Cardinals setting themselves up with good field position here to begin drive number 2.
We'll get a good view here of what BG was trying to create, a little bit of a wall, and they lost that battle with the outside and the outside contain of Timberlane. Just did a great job of chasing him out of bounds. But still, 35-yard line, Nick. Pretty good field position.
Second tackle early on for Charles Marshall, the junior for Timberlane. All right, so Mike McDonough has got the troops ready. Two receivers each side with a back to his left in the gun. Takes the snap. First and 10 throw is deep near side for Helmke and incomplete. Shovel right there behind him defensively, but that one a bit overthrown to bring up second and 10.
A little bit of contact there, Nick, but it wasn't by the hands or the elbows. It was by the trunks of the body. So when they both appear like they're going for the ball, they're really, a little bit of hand, but could have gone either way, but I think I would have let that one go. I think a good call by the officials there. Mostly just two trunks of the body kind of going in the same direction. They kind of let that go. Not a bad pass, by the way, but good defensive cornerback work.
All right, McDonough ready on second down and 10. Timberlane with 4 along the line of scrimmage. Back to the ground, up the middle on his first carry, and it's a good one for A.J. Holmes, the junior. He's going to truck his way upfield for about 14 and a first down.
And you're going to see a good kick-out block right here, which opens up that hole, Nick, or a cross block. Watch this. Watch him come across, is able to separate, get 51, get in his way. Sometimes a good block is just getting in the way of the defensive player. That opened up a nice hole. Offensive lines are showing improvement for BG as well.
Meanwhile, we may have an audible here.
Yeah.
Anthony Nalen on the sideline, first year, headband in communication with the senior quarterback, Mike McDonough.
Looks very comfortable.
Takes the gun snap, 4-man rush, goes over the middle this time, complete to Szymanski, his third catch in this first quarter. Goes for 9 yards to set up a second and 1.
Yeah, when you give this young man time, Nick, he's going to fire bullets, and that ball had major velocity on it. One of the things that drives defensive backs crazy is when the quarterback's got a gun for an arm. He was able to get a quick release, no time to recover, and the velocity of that ball is well thrown. You do like to see that receiver, when they're close to the stick, back up and back over the line, not try to come back the other way. But good catch nevertheless.
Inside of 5 minutes, first quarter. BG second drive. McDonough on a run play. Up the middle, first down, and then some. Seeking the 30. He's going to be stopped just shy at about the 31-yard line. That's a pickup of 12.
I agree. Good blocking up front again, Nick. They're winning the battle. So, the core 10 guys that are going at each other here on both teams, 5-5 basically. Right now, I would give the Cardinals the edge right now in the offense. So this is obviously a pretty good week in practice here. They had to be.
1st and 10 from the 31. McDonough on the right side rollout, throws off the back foot. He's got a man, Helmke. He's got a first down along that far sideline. Inside the red zone, no. Stepped out just shy of the 20. At about the 21, but it is a first down for the Cardinals.
Yeah, those kind of late release routes, Nick, are very difficult for the defensive backs to pick up. That really probably should have been something where the outside linebacker was out there covering that, Nick, most likely. But BG doing a good job disguising it as far as the timing of the release. Nice rollout, good pass. Everything here looking clean for the Cardinals right now.
Yeah, this drive, impressive. Began back at their own 32-yard line. On 1st and 10 from the 21, Shimalecki up the middle. He's going to try and drag a couple of defenders with him down to the 15-yard line. Slowed up there by Timberlane defensive sophomore William Foley, one of the DLs.
Yeah, this is a keep them honest run, Nick. That's just making sure that you're penetrating the middle to keep the linebackers honest so they don't start slipping outside. That opens up your passing routes when the play is called. So nice play sequencing here by Coach Nalen.
2nd and 5. McDonough with time, throws high over the middle, caught by Zemanski. Ball comes out. Timberlane jumps on it. BG is saying incomplete. The Owl sideline wants the football. The officials are looking at one another.
Well, the question is, did he make a football move, Nick, after the reception? If he made a move, it's going to be a fumble. They're communicating right now. This is what you like officials to do. And you may not like the call at the end, but you're satisfied that the officials all talked it over what they saw. There's a big discussion here. There's clearly
5-man officiating crew tonight. And they are going to say Timberlane football.
So we'll probably see this on replay now. Here we go. Let's see if he made a football move or he had full possession. Nice pass. Good pocket work right there.
10-yard line, first down and
he lands, got hit immediately.
Yeah, I don't know.
By the defender, Daniel Shear.
We'll see it better here. So pulls it in. Maintains possession, kicks it out. I don't know. That's a real you could argue either way on that one, Nick, but I'm not sure that's not an incomplete pass, to be honest with you. I think that might have.
Didn't appear to me like there was a football move there.
There wasn't a football move, and I didn't see a sustained possession, and that's the two things I look for. But the officials did talk it over.
All right, 1st and 10.
So Timberlane comes up with the first takeaway either way in this first quarter. Corman on a flag. Going to run left side and get stopped after a 5-yard pickup, but again a penalty on the way.
Yeah, it's like a hold in the left guard, Nick. Sorry,
along the line of scrimmage. And this one may be coming back.
No,
illegal
motion. Yeah, illegal shift
against Timberlane. That's the second penalty here against the Owls in this first quarter.
I thought there was a hold on the left guard here. If you watch as he goes through. He's got a back of his jersey. Well, he let go. It was incidental. No.
That's a 5-yard penalty on first.
Yeah, the flag was thrown
beforehand.
Pretty much right away.
Yep.
By line judge Michael Grondin. So we stay tied at 7. Timberlane is backed up 5 yards, and it's 1st and 15 on the way from the Owl 5-yard line. So the clock ticks down here in the first quarter towards the 3-minute mark. All right, Milochik with his toes on the goal line. Takes the gun snap and is going to throw deep. This one is overshot, incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like he was moving into the center of the field towards the seam, Nick. Looked like there might have been a little bit of confusion over there what that route was.
Intended for Chiquino.
Yeah, he's moving in the middle. Yeah, that ball, was that tipped? I couldn't tell. Just didn't release off of his hands that great. So deep in their zone, but second down.
2nd and 15 on the way. Excuse me, a late Cardinal substitution defensively. Diego Mendez runs onto the field. Another one of the players that Coach Nalen was quick to praise was Mendez.
Yes.
Who has been instrumental on both sides of the trenches early on for the Cardinals. Going to line up on the near side as defensive end here. Meanwhile, it's an up-the-middle quick hitter. And Corman not going to get much. Maybe the 7 there, a couple to set up a 3rd and 13 as the Cardinals diagnose that one pretty well.
Yeah, every time Milacek drops back, Nick, if there's no sacks, but there's hurry and there's hands in the air. BG's defensive line doing a great job. To me, just kind of causing some havoc right within the vision of the Timberlane quarterback, and he's not able to get kind of a clean and open area to throw from. So and I think that's having a factor in the game.
Mendez with the tackle. A 3-man front here for the Cardinals defensively on 3rd down and 13.
This is one of those times. Timeout. I
got a timeout.
Certainly agree with that call.
Going to be the first charge against Timberlane. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. By MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com and start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast, visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally by Spectrum Monthly, powerful local advertising solutions. Find out more at SpectrumMonthly.com. On 3rd and 13, out of the timeout, Milocek is going to air it out, and this one is broken up and intercepted. A tremendous contested catch there by the defensive back, Cody Szymanski, but hang on. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Wonder what that would be.
As we get another look at the interception, if it stands, it'll be Cardinal football.
It certainly appears as though it was whatever the penalty is, the play could continue, and it did. And deep in your zone, that's a lot of times those plays don't work out too well. That's a long way to go. Was it 14? Was it 3rd and 14, Nick?
Got a personal foul here against BG.
Ooh. So
that'll wipe off the interception.
That is a big penalty.
And it's an automatic first down for Timberlane, I believe.
Well, Timberlane's going to really, those are game changers there in those type of situations, and that's going to give Timberlane another shot here. But most of all, BG, if they can either convert or even if they have to punt away, BG won't be at the 25-yard line.
That'll make it 3rd down.
Well, we got a 3rd and 3.
Not an
automatic first.
Yep.
It's a 10-yard penalty, so 3rd and 13 becomes 3rd and 3. The Szymanski interception wiped away, and Timberlane gets another crack here to try and extend this drive as we move inside of 2 minutes to go first quarter.
This does give them a little bit of room, Nick, further out to formulate a play. But my guess is, 3rd and 3, why not?
Defense.
You could run it too.
Looking for a stop, crowd trying to give them a boost. Milocek in immediate trouble. Races left side, still alive, cuts it up, but is tackled shy of the first down marker. Was looking for the 20.
Yep.
And it's going to be stopped at about the 18-yard line, which brings up a 4th.
Look to me, Nick, if he goes to the right, he's got an opening, but he decided to go left. Worked really hard to try to get that first down, but BG was able to get on him a yard ahead. So
the defense holds. And now the Cardinals will try and punt this thing away from their own 5-yard line.
It should wind up with real good field position with any kind of run back here.
Kelly to the right. Swings this leg on the run. It's another good punt. Takes a bounce. And handled at the 40 by Helmke. Races back upfield to the 50. And makes his way down to the Owl 48-yard line. So a 9-yard return. No, 11-yard return, for Helmke. And a pretty good one there. BG will start drive number 3 in Owl territory at the 49-yard line with less than a minute to go in this first quarter.
I think he was going to walk by the fruit tree, Nick, but that low-hanging fruit there was just too sweet not to take with that bounce up in the air. And such great hands, and he grabbed it and ran with it, and they are in Timberlane territory. So not much different, really, 15, 20 yards from where the interception was. So we'll see what they can do here.
Bishop Guertin's third drive. Their first ended with a touchdown. Their second with a fumble in the red zone. McDonough with time down the middle and a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
A collision there as that one was coming in. Nice. Lennon for Bishop Guertin and the defender Matt Fitzgerald tangled up, and a penalty likely on the way against the Owls.
I think you're going to see he impeded his route, Nick. That wasn't a situation where they were necessarily both going for the same ball. You'll see here, tripped him right in the middle of his route, and he was behind him. So good call by the officials there. Looked like a catchable ball if he was able to finish his route. Certainly was within the radius.
So a 15-yard penalty.
Bishop Guertin
will spot the ball at the Timberlane 34. Bishop Guertin looks to get back into the red zone for the third time here in this first quarter. McDonough again with 4 receivers, 2 each side. Holmes is the back. It's a screen for Helmke, and that one's incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Well, the usually sure-handed junior Will Helmke could not pull that one in second half.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much yardage that he would have got in the first place, because it looked to me like the Owls had that very well covered, Dick. They had a lot of resources out there on the hashes, so they picked up that play. Obviously, BG runs that as a regular serving as part of its offense, and I'm sure that went over in the film room. But the first couple times they did it, they got some good yardage off it. They did a nice defensive response to that there.
Second and 10 for the Cardinals.
Second and 10.
34.
McDonough will keep Holmes with him in the backfield. And Shimalecki. So 2 backs, 1 to each side of the quarterback here, and a 3-receiver set. Timberlane looks to rush 4 yet again. Chest eye snap, pump fake, and now a throw. McDonough looking for Helmke. That one a deep shot that ends up incomplete. Overthrew the target again, just barely.
Yeah, just
and now
barely.
A 3rd and 10 on the way.
Yeah, it's all timing. It looks to me like he's running his route. I don't see him slowing down in the early parts of his route. It's just that close.
Again, got the step.
Practice makes perfect. Keep on working at it. Had a good arc. One of the things you want the quarterback to do in that situation, Nick, is make sure that nobody else has the capability to receive it. So if you're going to miss long. Don't miss short.
3rd and 10. Shimalecki on the ground. Right side run. Not much. 3, maybe 4, but well short of the first down stick. Good tackle there by Foley up front again for Timberlane.
Agreed, Nick. I think the Timberlane Owls' offensive line and defensive line is beginning to close that initial gap of advantage that BG seemed to have in control at the beginning, and it seems to be more, pretty equal right now as far as and this game is kind of beginning to work itself towards the middle of the field, or the defensive lines are able to just looks like things are evening up. Yeah.
All right. Could be the final play of the first quarter, perhaps, inside of 20 seconds. And a 4th down and 6 officially on the way for Bishop Guertin. Coach Nalen wants to go for it from the Owl 30. McDonough, quick throw. It is caught near the stick.
That's going to be a close. It's all on the spot. I don't think they're going to give it to him. If you're looking at the – well, no, it won't be him that sets the ball.
Szymanski right there at about the 24-yard line, which is where the first down marker was.
Yeah, they're going to give it.
And the officials say first down.
Yeah, forward progress. They're going to give him forward progress. See what it looks like here. He had to get. Yep. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty.
Yeah, I'd say he's inside the
inside
24.
Yeah, I agree.
And a first down. So that'll bring us to the end of this first quarter. The opening punch thrown by Bishop Guertin. Timberlane responded with one of their own. And now the Cardinals marching again towards the red zone. 7-7 after 1, right back to Nashua in just a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. McDonough into the end zone. Catch made. Was he inbounds? The officials look at one another, and they say touchdown.
Yep.
It's McDonough to Connor Lennon. On a 3rd down and 10, they hook up from 23 yards out, and Bishop Guertin is going to retake the lead on the first play of the second quarter.
Yeah, look at this again. Mike's getting time to throw the ball, and they're creating a pathway of vision for him to look. And watch what he does. Look at that pass. Great touch. Boy, I'll tell you, that's just a terrific job by the receiver to know where he is in the field. The ball was right on the marker, and he went right over it with just the right timing. BG, Nick, if they can give this passing attack time, it's going to rack up a lot of yardage.
So, just 8 seconds into this second quarter, McDonough hooks up with Connor Lennon.
Yeah.
On a 3rd and long from 23 yards out. Second touchdown pass of this first half for quarterback Mike McDonough of Bishop Guertin.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously the work that's gone in, Nick, to this passing attack is, it takes a lot. Starts early, late in the late spring, 7-on-7s, a lot of work behind the scenes, and he's got 2 receivers there with a kind of height and extension, that Randy Moss type height and extension at the high school level, Nick, that have a huge radius to throw to, and he's putting it right in the breadbasket and making some good connections there.
That's a good point. The Cardinals do have really a trio, of long receivers.
Yep.
And we see Connor Lennon, the latest to get into the end zone.
Absolutely.
For BG.
But you've got to be able to deliver it to the right place, and they're getting it most of the time. And again, this is all stems from an offensive line that's providing the quarterback receiver connection, the time and the vision to throw the ball.
Squibb handled again by Fitzgerald at the 30, makes his way to the 40, turns his back to the defense at about the 43, and ends up making his way to the 44 in the end. That's a good return
it's a
for
good
the
return.
sophomore.
He's strong to be able to to use those small jab steps there to drive it down the field. They're in great position right now. Let's see if the Owls can answer.
Well,
that's what this game is clearly going to be about.
Drive number 4 on the way for Timberlane. They received the game's opening kickoff, but went 3 and out with a punt. Responded at the midway point on drive number 2 with a touchdown. And drive number 3, they had to punt the football yet again, this time from inside their own 5-yard line. So looking for consistency here on drive number 4, the first of the second quarter. Milochik on 1st and 10, steps up in the pocket, and that one comes loose.
Wow.
Picked up out of the air by Bishop Guertin's Jaden Bosket, the junior, in the right place at the right time for the Cardinal takeaway.
Nick, I was just going to say, what a nice step up by Milochik, but it closed so quickly. Watch. He does a great job here stepping up into the pocket, but watch the speed and the effort. Who is that, 77? We'll see who that is getting up. That all was made by number 77, I believe. Yes, 77.
He was breathing down his neck. That's Aaron Chimalecki.
Yeah, what a terrific job of not giving up on the play, Nick. He was blocked out by the tackle, and he just fought his way loose, and he came back, and he created that play, essentially.
Good-looking sophomore playing on both sides of the ball here for BG. He's the right tackle as well.
Wow!
Look at this grab, a one-handed catch. That's Sam Franco, the senior, able to extend the right arm and pull that one in highlight style for the first down.
So I'll stand by my Randy Moss statement, Nick, with these tall, lanky receivers that look how he blocks, and he creates a situation with that left arm that only he can get the ball. and he delivered a perfect strike exactly in the right place. Nobody else had an opportunity. What a terrific job. That's a great pass, a great route run, and a great last-minute positioning to pull in the ball, Nick. What a terrific job.
Cardinal offense clicking in this first half. It's their 4th trip inside the red zone here on their 4th drive.
But McDonough is getting time. Milacek is not getting time. And that's a huge factor in this game where he can actually use his assets and put it to work.
McDonough keeps it himself on a quarterback draw. Left side run will produce a couple of yards.
Looks like a broken play there, a broken handoff or something.
They advance it 2 yards down to the 10-yard line to set up a second down and 8.
Yep.
Well, BG, they looked pretty good last week in a 28-7 win here at Stello Stadium over Merrimack. That evened up their record at 2-2, and it was also their first in-state win of the season. And again, both teams coming in 2-2, hoping to jump over the 500 mark for the first time. On second down, this one is off target, looking for Helmke on what looked like a slant. Thrown behind the big receiver, and a 3rd and 8 now on the way.
Well, this would be a huge stop here if Timberlane can keep a touchdown off the field, because first of all, it's going to force about a 33, 34-yard, 33, 30-yard field goal if they can't. This is a big time for the Timberlane defense to stand up for the team, to keep them within a score or maybe just a score and a field goal. But you don't want to go down 2 scores as you're heading into halftime.
Big play here.
Yep.
Just over a minute gone by, second quarter. 4-receiver set. They throw left side. It's a screen, complete to Ballesteri. Makes a cut up the middle and is met at the goal line just shy of the end zone. However, Bishop Guertin, I believe, just picked up the first down. Yep, they're going to stop him at the 1-yard line, so a 1st and goal on the way as they pick up 9 there on a 3rd and 8.
I don't have a first down call yet, Nick, out in the field. I haven't seen it yet. They may bring this in to measure it. To me, it looked like he had it, right? It looked like to me like he had it by half a yard. But
it looks to me like the football is inside the 1-yard line and the stick was outside the 1-yard line.
They're going to measure. I find it hard to believe this is not a first down if you look at where it was.
I think he's got it by a full length of the football.
That's what I would say. I agree with you. But we've been wrong before.
We have. The officials doing a good job here in this first half. They've had
first down.
A few close ones to measure, and that one is indeed a Cardinal first down. So another key 3rd down conversion through the air by Bishop Guertin.
Give him a lot of credit the way he fought for that yardage, Nick. Again, field awareness. You love players that are aware of where they are in the field, what they need to get, and the fight that he put into grabbing that every single inch is the difference maker. When you go back and reviewing films, you realize how important these moments and these efforts are.
McDonough's going to go under center here on 1st and goal from the 1. The senior takes the snap, leans forward, fighting for the end zone, and he is in.
He's in
for the BG touchdown. It's Mike McDonough. He's thrown for 2. And now he's rushed for another here in this first half as BG extends the lead to 20-7.
Well, I don't care who you are as a quarterback, Nick. If you don't have an offensive line that's getting it done for you, it's just going to be really, really difficult. And his offensive line is doing a great job providing him the opportunity, as I said it now 5 times, and the vision that he's got everything he needs to do to get it done. You just got to give him a couple seconds to do it.
Extra
and they're
point
giving it to him tonight.
From Lennon, no problem there as that one up into the trees here at Stello Stadium. 21-7 BG as they put a back-to-back touchdown, Steve, in less than 2 minutes to open up this second quarter.
Yeah, things are starting to fly. They're starting to play fast. They're starting to play with a high degree of proficiency, Nick, very few mistakes. And the BG receivers are coming up with some big plays, doing a great job running routes. And catching balls with one arm on the outside shoulder, that's just terrific work. And it's difficult to defend that. I mean, when you're playing at that level, that's very difficult to defend. And they have the physical attributes that their 3 receivers, Nick, we were talking about earlier. They have the height and the extension, arm extension that's needed. That's a real benefit to a receiver at any level, high school, college, or pros.
So the Cardinals capitalize on the short field, which of course comes after the takeaway a moment ago. So Timberlane has won just one play now, Steve, since really the midway point of the first quarter.
I agree.
All right, Lennon is going to boot this one pretty deep.
Yeah, they need to answer here.
Bassnett going to field at the 5-yard line. Across the 10, cautiously up to the 20. Now turns it on along the sideline. Looking for a block at the 40. Pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Bassnett, who had a 22-yard rush earlier on offense, showing you the speed there on the return.
Did I see some laundry come on the field, Nick, or not? I think I just saw a flag thrown. And they're going to – we'll see what the call is. But a nice run back there. Thought he was going to cut inside, Nick, at the end, but he chose to go outside lane. But regardless, he did a great job seeing the corner open.
Meanwhile, Coach Nalen involved in a conversation with the officials along the home sideline.
Lead me to believe it would be on Timberlane because they're probably asking him what he wants. Well, I don't know. Dead ball foul.
Yeah, that's going to be against BG.
Yeah.
And it came after the tackle, I think, out of bounds.
Dead ball.
So the officials have been busy.
Yes, they have.
So far,
but
2 minutes into this second quarter.
I think every one of these calls, Nick, is justified. I mean, I don't know about this one. We'll find out. So he's going out of bounds. Yeah, and then he's out of bounds and he pushes him. Yeah.
First and 10. Corman, left side. Going to dig out 2, maybe 3 as he makes his way inside the 40-yard line. Again, the defensive end, Jackson Goldstein, is there for the tackle for Bishop Guertin.
Well, Coach Fitzgerald coached many, many football games, as we know. He knows how important this drive is for the Owls to answer back, Nick. And it's always, you never want to go in down at half, but if you're within one score,
a lot better than 2.
A lot better than 2.
Hoping for an answer here as the offense did look good on their scoring drive, their lone effort. And again, the midway point of that first quarter. Corman, right side run this time. Buckle his way inside the 35 and close to the first down marker at about the 33, maybe a yard or 2 shy. So 3rd and short on the way.
Yeah, I think this is 4-down territory here, Nick, for sure. So, you pick a play, any play. You can methodically, you can kind of
at the 33.
Either throw a pass or dig in and run the ball. My guess is they've been able to run pretty successfully to the right-hand side, Nick. The guard and the tackle over there are doing a pretty good job against the BGD line.
Of course, the center is Nick Devlin.
Yep.
One of your favorites.
Need you say any more.
3rd down and 2. BG going to crowd the box here with 8. Quarterback draw up the middle. Milochik breaks a tackle inside the 10, inside the 5, takes a big hit at about the 2-yard line. That's a pretty run there for the quarterback, Jeremy Milochik, as the junior. Flashed a little bit of speed there to set up the first and goal.
Watch the right-hand side here. Nice pull and a kick. Oh, that's just good blocking right there. Again, both of these teams, offensive and defensive lines, Nick, are well-trained. They're hitting their blocks. Nice job. And, boy, did he accelerate through the hole very, very well. He didn't see that blind side coming. He's got those side those kidney pads on there, Nick. I'm sure he's glad he had them on that play.
Yeah, the right guard there, Ryan Contos, paved the way.
Sure did.
First down and goal from the 2. Same play. Milochik left side, looking for the goal line.
I think he's in.
Officials look at one another and say touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, Jeremy Milochik. And Timberlane gets the answer they were hoping for as they go down the field 60 yards to make it 21-13.
Well, we did the Exeter Timberlane opener, Nick. Opening games are really kind of hard to figure when after the game. It's the first game. Where is a team? Where are they at the first game of the year? But one thing that Timberlane did was fight their tails off to the end of that game, Nick. And we're seeing this here. They don't mind adversity. They'll come right back at you, and that's exactly what they did here. So 21-14, a lot different. And with 7:56, 8 minutes, call it, left, there's plenty of time for them to get the ball back again. So,
impressive drive. Milochik with the long run on 3rd down sets himself up for a 2-yard touchdown plunge. And the junior now with 1 touchdown toss and 1 touchdown run to his credit in this first half for Timberlane.
Absolutely, and if Timberlane's going to be they can score all the touchdowns they want, but they're going to have to find a way defensively to start to slow down this McDonough a trio of wide receiver connections going on right here. And so far, really haven't seen that happen yet. So they're going to have to make some adjustments to respect those assets and set up a defensive back structure that's going to be able to, and they got to get to the quarterback. They're not really getting to McDonough. He's getting all kinds of time and space, not just time, space to throw the ball. They're going to have to do something on the, whether you're going to stunt, whether you start bringing some linebackers and blitzing, they're going to have to get a little creative to get pressure on him. Otherwise, this is just like picking apples at 4 feet in the air.
Both teams at 2-2. Hoping to jump above the 500 mark for the first time.
You didn't like my seasonal comment, Nick, about apples? You didn't catch it's apple season, man. All right.
Not a big apple guy, to be honest.
I guess that one went sour.
Kelly, I caught that pun.
All right, good.
Meanwhile, Ballesteri going to field this one off the bounce, trying to gallop his way towards the 30-yard line.
Nice cover.
A good second effort, but Timberlane has enough players there on the stop, including Ryan Roger, the junior.
Sorry, Nick, go ahead.
I was about to say, both teams at 2-2, looking to improve to 3-2. Neither team has been above 500 at any point so far this season. And with just about a month to go on the schedule, as we know, as we proceed deeper into the regular season, each game becomes more and more important.
Agreed.
So this one may be one to circle before it's all said and done as they look potentially to get into the playoffs. And as we know, it's a 13-team field in Division I. Helmke on first down is going to find a little bit of room. Throw on the money there from McDonough. It's a 7-yard pickup to about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, bravo again, Coach Nalen, for that play. I mean, this business of flooding a zone, pushing two of them deep, as you see right there, and then having that shallow curl route underneath, and McDonough's hitting him head on there, and that's getting them the kind. Look at 2nd and 3 with a high percentage pass. That's good stuff.
2nd and 3, 3 receivers, strong side left. Coach Nalen in the right ear of his quarterback, Mike McDonough. Handoff, A.J. Holmes. They're not going to find much. Bottled up there. And you're right, it is close.
It's
at about the 39-yard line there. Again, a number of Timberlane defensive linemen were there, including Foley, who has been busy
first down
in this first half. So they give him the first down. And this Cardinal offense continues to rack up first downs. Their lone non-scoring drive of this first half ended in the red zone on a lost fumble, a controversial play.
Yeah.
From Cody Szymanski. Other than that, they've produced 3 touchdowns in 4 drives. This is the 5th. Here's 1st and 10. Deep for Szymanski, and he times the jump just right. Pulls it in for another Cardinal first down. Got the step on the defensive back, Charles Marshall.
Yeah.
And it's another big hook up through the air from McDonough to Szymanski.
Well, Nick, when you got one guy like Szymanski, that's got that height and that radius we were talking about earlier, I don't know how. I mean, what do you do in that situation? You have to spread it out because they have 3 receivers that have that physical capability, Nick, to jump in a wide radius. So it's very difficult to stop. I've always said BG's about getting McDonough time. And they're a different football team when they do.
That one goes for 31 yards. Wide receiver screen. It's Lennon, and he's got another first down inside the 20. Stopped at about the 18. Another good run after the catch there for Lennon.
Watch this. Great job. Let them just well executed. Always good when you can hit that screen with a receiver on a run, Nick, coming across the field because it's very difficult to defend that. That's why he got so many yards after the catch.
Tackled by Dylan Kudine, the sophomore. Lennon has been busy. Was on the receiving end of a McDonough toss. It went for a 23-yard touchdown.
Let's not lose sight of the quality of the play calling that's going on here with both sides. But Coach Nalen, whoever the offensive doing the offensive stuff upstairs, is doing a great job of finding space.
Quick throw, Lennon, touchdown.
This is sick, I'm telling you.
A 19-yard hookup. That went over the outside shoulder. Hits him in stride That's the third touchdown of this first half, thrown by McDonough, and the second catch for Cole Lennon.
Yeah, it's just precision, Nick, on both ends. The battery here. But again, let's give that offense. Look at that room and space that he has, that green space that he has. And you know what? You say, you give me room, I'll get it done for you. And watch the arm-to-arm work. This guy is something else, this Connor Lennon. He's a gifted athlete.
Extra point now from Lennon is good as well.
Wow.
So the BG offense, 4 touchdowns produced in 5 drives. That one capped off on an 18-yard touchdown toss from McDonough to Lennon.
You just couldn't throw the ball to a better spot, and you couldn't tactically fight for position to receive it better than Lennon did. Just great job all around. All done, starts from the play call. Then we lead to an offensive line that gets some room, a quarterback that executes a beautiful pass, and the receiver that just completely wins the battle against the defensive back. It's 4 pieces that go together, Nick, and it's been happening all game.
And this Bishop Guertin offense has seemingly, measurably gotten better week to week. Only 3 points in the opening loss at Bedford. They follow that up with a 13-10 defensive battle. They win at Scarborough up in Maine. Lost 21-17 when we saw them on this field 2 weeks ago against Nashua North. And then last week, kind of a breakout against Merrimack, 28-7 was the final. Well, now they've got 28 with still 5 minutes to go before halftime.
Never get too excited early in the year, Nick. It's about progression and improvement and fixing the things that you need to clean up. And right now, I consider them playing a peer right now against Timberlane and doing a great job.
To his left, to the 15, not going to get much. Tackled at about the 17-yard line. That one took a little while.
Another flag
to develop. A penalty is going to be coming in late here. That one after the tackle made with the flag down at about the 17.
When I interrupted you about 5, 6, 7 plays ago, Nick, I didn't mean to do that. But what I was going to say is there's a little chippiness that's developing, and you need to know how to play ahead. When you're ahead, you don't give the opposition any fuel.
Yeah.
And that's exactly you come down, you make a great play, put them deep in the zone. We saw that a little bit last week. It's all about learning how to maintain composure. And it's an emotional game, but you got to contain those emotions between the whistles.
Fine line. They get Sam Faid there, the sophomore, again at the tail end of the play. That's back-to-back penalties now against the coverage team, as we saw one on the last kickoff return as well. Just over 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Again, Timberlane with their back to the wall, trailing here 28-14. So what do? They give it to the sophomore, and he's going to rattle off 11 yards and a first down.
And it's a good thing that A.J. Holmes has a little speed, Nick, because I think Corman was gone for a long journey if that didn't happen. So
Corman, one of the faster players we are going to see all season. He was a freshman last year, scored 8 touchdowns on the varsity level. And as a sophomore has been seen more often than not as kind of the bell cow out of that Timberlane backfield. 11 there, 1st and 10. Timberlane able to score on their previous possession. Hoping to do so again here with the clock working against them.
This game's far from over.
Ticking down now towards 4 minutes. Milochik going to run to his right, going to tuck, going to drop the shoulder, and look to make something out of nothing there. It's still going to be a loss of about 1.
I thought he had a little bit of direct vertical space there to go continue in a line up in between the hashes, but he decided to go outside. So maybe there was a defender there I just didn't see. Let's take a look at it here. He comes out. He rolls out. To me, 22 was coming right up, so he was looking to extend get to the outside.
That's Joe Riney.
Yep. Nice job
the
coming
senior
back
linebacker.
up. Yep. Nice read.
2nd and 11. Coming up at halftime. Both bands are here. We'll bring you that coverage.
Both of these bands are fun.
And then, of course, stats and highlights from the first half. Milochik in trouble, finds Corman at the last second, makes his way to the left. He's got a first down and into Cardinal territory inside the 40 at about the 38. Another nice run after the catch there by the sophomore back, Liam Corman.
Always get nervous when you see backtracking to that degree, but he threw a strike to Corman. You got to give Milochik's playing himself a nice game. When you give him the opportunity to to get the job done. He's doing it for the Owls as well.
Tackle by
nice
Szymanski.
work there.
Corman.
And remember, they
busy on this drive for sure.
I mean, this is a drive that started, at least on the initial return, down around inside the 20-yard line, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So
inside of 3
Timberlane.
minutes now on the clock. Two backs along with Milochik, one in motion. Handoff, Corman. Step to his right, plants the foot. He gets down inside the 35.
Yeah.
At about the 34-yard line. Again, the defensive end, Jackson Goldstein, is there with the stop.
So Timberlane, Nick, quietly, if they can go down here and burn 2 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock and go into halftime one score down, if they can execute here.
Yep.
Timberlane quietly getting it done and keeping this game close. If they don't, going into halftime with a down 2 scores is a little more difficult, to say the least, of getting out of that hole. But this offense has shown it can get it done.
Especially with Bishop Guertin slated to receive the opening kickoff to begin the second half. Here is another flag.
Another flag.
On a carry there from Fitzgerald.
Holding.
And it's a hold against the Owls. That'll be the third penalty against the Timberlane offense.
Yep.
And it's going to back the Owls up to their own, the BG 40-yard line.
I don't know if that was on 50. Looks like he had a hold of the shoulder. Look at number 50 there. I think you're going to see. Oh, that was in the other. Yeah, it was further back, further away from the play. But
that was Caleb Goldman battling with Jackson Goldstein.
Yep.
On Timberlane.
And I think you're right. That was where the infraction
he had a hold
occurred.
of his jersey around his shoulder.
So they're backing up to the 45. I apologize.
But second down, and that's a long way to go.
Yeah, second down, 17.
Very interested in the play call right here, what Coach Fitzgerald.
Clock resumes. We're inside of 2 minutes. Milochik, handoff, Corman, right side with some room at the edge. Makes one man miss.
Wow.
And is finally wrestled down by Szymanski inside the 40 at about the 39-yard line. That's close to the original line of scrimmage, which means third down and 11 is on the way. But first, the timeout here.
Yeah, I like
is called by Coach Fitzgerald.
I like to call the timeout. I think he's going to go 4-down territory here, Nick. He's deep enough. He's inside the 40. Why not try to maintain the clock, see what you can get a first down? However, let's give Szymanski a lot of credit right there. When you go against Gorman and he's darting outside of the hashes and he brings him down one-on-one. Those are huge plays in a game, Nick, because if he didn't do that, he was gone.
Yeah. Well, Szymanski has been one of
terrific.
their leading tacklers this season. He's been the leading receiver on the offensive side of the football. And tonight he's made a few open field tackles, including that one right there.
No doubt.
And again, our friends at Rolling
So the Owls talking it over.
Coach Nayland seems like a very smooth, steady guy.
Even-keeled, for sure.
Even-keeled. You got to be who you are, and he seems very comfortable with that approach. And
he's still a young coach, father of 4, lives in nearby Tewksbury, Mass, and again, year number 1 on the job as head man, hired very early in the process last offseason. Milochik on 3rd and 11, steps up, throws a bomb downfield, knocked away at the goal line, incomplete. Chimalecki was there.
Was that Chimalecki or was that Franco? I couldn't tell. Both of them, or was it? Yeah,
it was Chimalecki.
One or the other.
Chimalecki.
I think you're right, Nick.
Got his right hand on it.
Yep.
Incomplete. Will bring up 4th down and 11.
Let's take a look.
And Coach Fitzgerald is going to punt the football here with 91 seconds to go in this first half.
Yeah, you're right. That was nice defensive play. Boy, so you have an open field tackle by Szymanski, and then Chimalecki makes a terrific defensive back play, Nick. Games are won with big plays oftentimes at the most important times. Terrific defense.
Both of those two are 2 of 5 returning starters from a year ago.
Looked like he had separation. And
high snap. Kelly's going to run. Right side, seeking the first down. Stick is going to dive for it. The officials are going to say he stepped out of bounds, though, well shy of the first down marker. They've got him out of bounds at about the 32-yard line as the line judge, Vicky Parody-Gay, was right there to make the call.
Let's take a look. I don't know how good we're going to get a view here, but I love the call. If 4th down, why not? What's your? Yeah, he looked to me like
tough
he was
for us to see there.
Tough for us to see, but they're right on it.
Yeah. The official with an emphatic call there. So BG is going to take over on downs. And they've got a $1.23 to work with here if they want to add on to this 2-touchdown lead.
And for timeouts, what do we got? Got one left for BG. It says on the board.
Yeah, one each.
I'll take their word for it.
I think it's one each.
Yep.
On the right side, rollout, McDonough off the back foot. He's got Helmke wide open. Yep. First down. He gets out of bounds, just shy of midfield.
They haven't covered that play yet, Nick. And what he did that time was he went a little deeper. Instead of kind of going a couple yards over the line of scrimmage, he went down about 7 or 8 yards over the line of scrimmage, Nick. That play is very difficult for the defensive backs to cover because it's basically saying that a cornerback's got to leave the deep receiver. And very well designed and very well executed by the BG crew here.
It goes for 15. McDonough's been on fire in this first half, but he loses the football here, picks it up off the bounce, going to run to the right side, back to the line of scrimmage, tackled inbounds across the 50 at the Timberlane 48-yard line.
Well, he opened up in the ready to fire it, and it looked to me like he may have had a change. No, it just went underneath him, and it made a nice took a nice Cardinal bounce.
Meanwhile, there's a player down here.
Oh boy.
I believe it's a Timberlane player right in front of Coach Nalen on the BG sidelines. Coach Fitzgerald is now going to trot over from the Timberlane sideline.
Is he sitting up?
Tough for us to see up here.
Looks like he might be sitting
up.
I certainly
hope
so.
Clock is stopped with 1:06 remaining.
Yeah, I think he's sitting up, Nick. It's
one of the defensive backs for Timberlane, Charles Marshall.
Give Charles Marshall a hand.
The junior who has been busy defensively in this first half. He's going to walk off the field under his own power, along with Coach Fitzgerald and the trainer.
Don't know what happened there, but good to see him walking off the field anyway.
So it's a 3-yard gain. And now 2nd down and 7. Mike McDonough been the man here in this first half.
He's
hooked up with Cody Szymanski to begin the game. BG struck first 7-0. Timberlane responded shortly after that, and we had a 7-7 score after 1. But McDonough to Lennon twice in this second quarter.
One-handed.
Tacked on a 1-yard touchdown run himself as well. So all in all, 3 touchdown passes and 1 touchdown run for the senior quarterback. Trying to add to that stat line here. 2nd and 7, going deep. Szymanski's got the catch and tackled inside the 20. Got the step on Shivel. And BG cooking once again inside the red zone.
Wow, they can bang off yardage, Nick, when they go down that right side. There's just a lot of just a great route run. Watch where McDonough passes it. He can sense it. He passes as he comes inside, and these receivers are doing a terrific job shielding their bodies away from the ball that's being thrown to exactly the right spot. They know they've been trained how to shield their bodies, and they can get great extension.
BG just used their final timeout.
Yeah, just great tactical work by the receivers
to stop the clock here with 1 minute remaining. Coming up at halftime, as we mentioned, live performances from both the Timberlane and the Bishop Guertin bands. We'll have a recap of the first half action with stats and highlights, plus a look back at the Week 5 scoreboard as well. Some thrillers last night statewide. So we get you up to speed there. But still a full minute to go here in this one from Stello Stadium before we get to halftime. Now full dark, by the way.
All right, folks, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
As we just creep across the 7 o'clock hour, creep into the 7 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Out of the timeout, quick throw to Lennon on the short side of the field. The receiver is going to gallop out of bounds at about the 15-yard line after a short pickup of about 4.
Okay, so there wasn't a penalty there.
3-yard gain, make it 7.
Not that I saw.
Yeah, no. Okay, so a
2nd down and 6 on the way.
And plenty of time when you can you get 1 timeout to stop the clock. Plenty of time, Nick.
Yeah, Bishop Guertin does have 1 left.
That's what I mean. But so they can stop the clock. So they can. Now you have to guard the middle of the field because they know that
McDonough over the middle.
Oh,
incomplete.
Wow.
Incomplete.
Trying to find Lennon, who was upset with himself after that spiral goes off his fingertips at the goal line, incomplete.
You know,
and now a third down on the way.
One of the things I just want to emphasize here is the defensive backfield of Timberlane's doing a terrific job staying with the receivers. It's just physically they're getting shielded out, and just some terrific passes are being thrown to exactly the right spot.
Third down and 7. McDonough. Again, a kill shot into the end zone. It's Lennon, short-handed this time for the touchdown. That's the third time these two have hooked up for touchdown strikes. McDonough has thrown for 4 here in this first half, 3 to Lennon. And BG now with their biggest lead on the board, 34-14.
Look at the separation that he gets. It's just a mismatch, physically, Nick, with the height, the extension, and the training that these receivers are getting. I can't say enough for. It's as good as I've seen in high school football, Nick, for a while here. These guys are doing a terrific job getting their bodies in position where they have advantage.
15-yard hookup, and the Connor Lennon extra point, this time no good. As it ends up wide left. But Cardinals will take it as they add 6. They lead by 20 for the first time and leave Timberlane with just 46 seconds remaining before the break.
But what's going on, Nick, once you get the time for this battery to work, what's key is you can clearly see that the location that Mike McDonough's throwing these balls has been rehearsed. It's clearly been rehearsed. That he knows where they're going to be. They're putting their bodies in position against the defender with the physical advantages that they have, and he's throwing it to the spot where only they can get it. And then on top of that, some of those throws down, these right-hand side throws, Nick, with these one-arm catches while the shoulder is blocking out the defender, Nick, is just – I mean, this is really, really good stuff to see in New Hampshire high school football.
Yeah, and the evidence is on the scoreboard. 34 points here in the first half for Bishop Guertin. It's their highest point total of the season so far.
Scoreboard is not the game. It's the reflection of what's gone into the game.
Right.
And we can clearly see, to your point, Nick, the scoreboard is showing what's going on in the game on individual matchups. And let's not discount some of these defensive plays either.
One takeaway each way in this first half.
Yep.
Meanwhile, it's Bassnett to his left across the 20. And a pretty good stick there offered up by one of the gunners for BG, Jonah Feliciano. But again, another late flag here is thrown at the end of the play.
Yeah, if this is about another
no, this is a holding
against Timberlane holding. Yeah, okay.
We had seen on the previous 2 kicks unsportsmanlike penalties, late hits, etc. against Bishop Guertin, but this one is against the return team of Timberlane.
You could see that there. There was almost like a double team block on a guy, and one of them had him in the back. Watch it right there. You'll see it. Yeah, and it looks like he got pulled down. So
they'll back the football up inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
All right, 1st and 10.
Timberlane has not had very good starting field positioning in general in this first half.
In the second quarter.
And this one, not very good either at the 13-yard line. Under center, Milochik. He's operated out of the gun most of the way. Going to hand off Corman, right side, trying to stretch it around the corner. Creeps up to the 20, lowers the shoulder at the 25, and has a first down at the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 12. The clock will stop for the moment
Joe Riney on a tackle again.
as they move the chains here with inside of 30 seconds remaining.
Owls pick up
and now Coach Fitzgerald is going to use the timeout.
29.7 seconds.
So another stoppage here in what's been a slow-moving first half. 70 minutes in real time. And Coach Fitzgerald obviously trying to figure out a way to add some points before halftime. His team down by 20 and are set to kick the football away to begin the third quarter.
I'm going to shock you, Nick. I'm a little speechless here. That doesn't happen very often. And I'm just thoroughly impressed by the I like to see work go into football's warfare. It's control warfare on a field. It teaches things that very few other sports can teach. Total team effort. Everybody has a job to do, and the effort that's gone into the training here has just been fantastic.
Milochik on first down, deep, intercepted. Szymanski Going to pick it off at midfield, come down the near sideline, and get swiped out of bounds at about the 30, maybe the 29-yard line. Second takeaway from this Cardinal defense. Szymanski, with nobody around, able to pull that one in for the interception.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do when you're in your own zone is give BG an opportunity to score again because they can do it so quickly. They still have that one timeout, Nick, which is very beneficial that they can use the middle of the field, which forces the defensive backs to cover the whole area. So, if you're a Timberlane fan, you're just kind of biting your nails hoping they get out of here with no more damage. But that potentially could be another costly interception.
Yeah, this high-powered BG offense back on the field with a short field. From the Owl 30-yard line, they go back to work near sideline. Helmke is going to be tackled inbounds.
Well, how about number 15 keeping him inbounds?
That's
right
Shivel, yeah, with a heads-up play defensively there. Clock is down to 10 seconds, and now the final timeout will be called by BG.
Watch number 15. He pulls him back in the field. That's just smart heads-up football, Nick. Making the right decisions at the right time for your team, no matter what the circumstances.
And Shivel comes from a football family.
It doesn't surprise me it's Mr. Shivel at all.
He's a football player, a good lacrosse player as well in the springtime.
Just a good athlete.
And obviously a heady football player there with a good job keeping the receiver inbound. So that forces Coach Nayland's hand. He calls his final timeout here with 10 seconds remaining. But still a pretty good opportunity for Bishop Guertin to tack on another touchdown here before halftime.
You're absolutely right, but the middle of the field is one shot. Is one shot. If it's not shut off, but it means it's the last. That's it.
Yeah.
So
from the 21-yard line, on a 2nd down and 1 out of the timeout, they're going to go to the ground. They go to Holmes, left side run, 1st down and then some down to the 10-yard line. But Bishop Guertin is, I think, out of timeouts.
Maybe the scoreboard was wrong. I don't know. It's another timeout. So they had 2 timeouts left.
That's timeout on the field.
Yeah. Maybe
3.37.
They're going to start writing these
just
down.
saying, Nick's right. Nick's doing about 9 different functions. So maybe I'll keep track of the timeouts, Nick, in the second half for you. But
well,
all right.
Either way, it's going to work out for Bishop Guertin here as they do use their 3rd and final timeout to stop the clock with 3 seconds. And obviously this is well in the range of Connor Lennon, who has shown off the leg here in this first half. He did miss 1 extra point, but certainly has the distance here and what would be about a 29-yard attempt.
I thought BG had taken 2 timeouts prior to the last one.
So did I.
I had it in my head that they were out of timeouts, not just the scoreboard. So I'm not going to blame just the scoreboard. Clearly I was wrong. It must have been a Timberlane timeout that I was thinking of.
It's all right.
But we'll
from the 29-yard line. Sorry, the 19-yard line. McDonough is the holder. The snap is there. The kick from Lennon is up and good.
Huge.
Sneaks it inside the left upright. And Bishop Guertin is going to end the first half with an exclamation point. How about 37 points on the board through 2 quarters? A comfortable lead over Timberlane at the midway point, 37-14.
Just Nick, those 37 points aren't gifts. Those were earned. And there's a difference. When a team just gives you a bunch of points, that's one thing. Timberlane did not do that. Both these defenses are worthy, but this is just a matchup advantage. The quarterback work, and let's not forget the offensive line. None of this happens without the offensive line giving Mike an opportunity to throw the ball. And I really thought that Timberlane did a better job in the second quarter giving Milacek some time, but it just didn't convert to the amount of points that they were looking for. And these receivers here on BG are just stellar receivers. They're not just physiologically, advantageous. They're doing all the tactical things at the same time, and they're running great routes. And I really like a lot of the play designs of the pass plays that Coach Nayland has got on the books here. It's really, really impressive. So to me, this is about giving the quarterback time. You clearly see they have the guns to get it done after that.
And get it done they have. 37 points, a new season high under first-year head coach Anthony Nayland, and still another half of football
to go.
Regional High School
Coming up,
marching
a look back
band.
at that first half, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and a live look in at the on-field entertainment as well. Both Timberlane and Bishop Guertin's marching bands ready to perform.
Timberlane Owls, Nick, one of my favorite bands. They are. We go over there in Timberlane and listen to a game, and
They'll play for all hours.
They'll play for all hours. They're playing after everybody's leaving, for gosh sakes. And
all right, so we'll go to the break
Yeah.
and get as much of the performance in
Yep.
as we can. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
All right, Fever. Little Willie John and Peggy Lee are happy in the hereafter. Nice job. All right, give it up for the Timberlane Owl Marching Band. And give him one more big hand as they drum their way out. All right, folks, please welcome the 2023 Bishop Guertin High School Cardinal Marching Band and their field show, I Love Rock and Roll, featuring Painted Black, Black Dog, and the Immigrant Song. The band is under the direction of Mr. Brian Stark and is assisted by Ms. Amanda Stark, with percussion instruction by Chief Master Sergeant Dave Long, United States Air Force, and drill design by Dr. Ron Fasal. The ensemble is conducted by drum majors Seamus Delaney and Matty Hope. Once again, please welcome the Marching Cardinals. All right, Painted Black. the Black Dog. The mighty Zeppelin. Immigrant Song. All right. I love rock and roll. All right, give the Bishop Guertin Cardinal Marching Band another big round of applause. And thanks again to the Marching Owls for a terrific performance. All right, folks, in the Rolling Grill.
Halftime here in Nashua.
Front,
Bishop Guertin following an explosive first half, looking good at the midway point. Cardinals set to receive the opening kickoff to begin the second half as well. They've got a 37-14 lead over Timberlane. Both teams coming into the contest at 2-2, and both squads hoping to jump over the 500 mark for the first time this season here in week number 5. It got off for a good start. Got off to a good start for Bishop Guertin. Just 3 minutes in, Mike McDonough to Cody Szymanski from 1 yard out. Set the scoring up 7-0. Timberlane, they're going 3 and out on their opening drive, responded on drive 2 with an impressive 60-yard drive put together and capped off by Jeremy Milochik to Liam Corman, a 33-yard hookup through the air. Tied the game at 7, and that was our score after 1 quarter. Second quarter, the Cardinal offense continued to shine. McDonough to Connor Lennon from 23 yards out on the first play of the second quarter. Put the Cardinals back in front 14-7. Next play for Timberlane, they turn it over. The quarterback, Milochik, was sacked. Ball came loose, and the Cardinals made quick work of a short field. Capped off by a McDonough touchdown run of just 1 yard. So back-to-back scores in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter gave BG a 21-7 lead. Timberlane, though, showing fight. Milochik on a 2-yard touchdown run. That drive was kept alive by a third and long run from Milochik to shut up the goal-to-go situation. 21-14 after that score with about 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter. But then BG bring us to halftime with 17 unanswered. Another 2 McDonough to Lennon hookups, one from 18 yards out, another from 15. And then another turnover in the final minute set up a short 29-yard field goal from Lennon as time expired. So all that added up means it's a 37-14 contest as we get set to begin this third quarter. Mike McDonough well on his way to a memorable night with 4 touchdown passes and 1 run in that first half.
It has to be over 200 yards passing. I mean, if not, it's got to be right there. But to me, Nick, there's obviously multiple reasons when you anytime you have a 37-14 score. I think it's primarily 2. I think everybody knew that Mike McDonough, given time, can throw the ball like that. We saw it any time he had the opportunity before. So I think he's done an exemplary job tonight, don't get me wrong, and continues to show amazing improvement even beyond where he was. Having said all that, the offensive line is living up to their responsibility of giving him time. I think they've done a stellar job tonight, and clearly there's been improvement in the ability of that offensive line to give him time. There's been a lot of obviously, it's been good weeks of practice and continued development. But to me, the biggest item here is you cannot really fault the defensive back work of the Timberlane Owls, Nick. They've been with these receivers tight every single time there's a physical battle that goes in between. They're just losing those physical battles because of great tactical work and great physical advantage that they have in their height and their radius. So, to me, Nick, the receivers have just done a phenomenal job tonight for BG, and they're really in the driver's seat, and they're just cruising. To me, they're not the same football team I watched 3 weeks ago. I think Coach Neyland's done 2 weeks ago. I agree. Coach Neyland's done a terrific job bringing this team, because Timberlane's a good football team.
Absolutely. All right, BG set to receive the kickoff here. We get a look at our referee, Jason Patch, who's busy in that first half. Both teams penalized heavily through the first 2 quarters, so we hope things are cleaned up here for the final 2 quarters. Mm-hmm. Well, Timberlane going to need a big second half effort. It's been an up and down season so far. We saw them opening night, first ever Thursday night opener in Exeter. Blue Hawks pulled away in the second half there. 45-14 was the final. The Owls returned to Plastow in week number 2 and beat Spalding in a close one, 27-22. Then on the wrong side of a lopsided final in week 3 against Pinkerton, 51-13, before sneaking away with a 1-point win last week against Sauhegan. An onside kick to begin the second half. The football ends up out of bounds.
Nice idea, but a little hot, Nick, there in the kick. You kind of want to get a little bit of a little bit slower bounding. Give those kickoff strikers the opportunity to get down the field and maybe make a recovery. They don't really have a chance on that play. But
no, so the Cardinals will take it where it went
out
of bounds.
Good field position, yeah.
Right at their own 47-yard line. And be first and 10. So McDonough in this offensive unit back to work here. They looked unstoppable in that first half. The only time they didn't score was on drive number 2 on a controversial fumble inside the 10-yard line, slowed up their drive there.
Yep.
But other than that, they found points at the end of each drive. On first and 10, Shimalecki, used sparingly on the ground in that first half, is going to grind out 4, maybe 5, cross the 50, and end up down at the Owl 48-yard line. Tackle made there for Timberlane by Michael Sanasuazo, one of these many sophomores cutting their teeth in real time here for Coach Fitzgerald.
Sanasuazo, that's a name that rings very
rings very loudly in this stadium.
Very loudly in this stadium. We've seen a lot of the Sanasuazos come through here, and they've done a terrific job.
Of course, Matt was the 2-year starter here with Bishop Guertin.
Fun guy to watch.
Graduated back in June.
Love the way he played.
Second down and 5. McDonough on a quarterback keeper. Not much. Looked like an option run. This kid's played well. Big 64 in white. That's William Foley, the sophomore listed at 5'10", 220.
And
And he's got a handful of tackles along that defensive line tonight for Timberlane.
Yeah, we saw Timberlane. I was talking earlier, Nick, in the extra game that you were just talking about at the opening of the second half here, that they did not give up in that game. They fight all the way to the end. I don't expect any less tonight.
Opportunity for the Owl defense to get off the field here. 3rd down and 5. BG goes back to Lennon. He's got the first down. Found a little bit of a pocket there at about the 40-yard line. Turn around the ball right there, and Lennon makes a two-hand
But
grab.
watch McDonough here. Gets it to him quickly. The velocity on his balls that he throws, and the receivers running good routes in good position, ready to receive it.
All right, Cardinals.
And the velocity just gets there so quick, it's tough for a defensive back to recover.
1st down and 10. Dynam with the tackle on that previous play.
Nice pass.
Kudime. Nice grab here. Lennon, another two-hand pull-in inside the 20 is spun down by the defender Cam Nazarian at about the 18-yard line. And again, the Cardinals are in the red zone.
The Lennon show. It's unbelievable. Watch this. Gets himself in a comfortable spot, looks back, hits a dart. Now, who else can catch that except Lennon?
Right.
I mean, give McDonough credit.
Pretty good coverage by Kudime, but again, the ball only where the BG receiver could catch it.
Exactly, and these guys just do a terrific job, these receivers. I'm not going to say it anymore. You could say it almost every play. They're just positioning themselves where they're the only ones that can receive it if Mike McDonough provides it where it's supposed to go, and he's doing it.
2 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter, BG on the march again. In the red zone at the 18, 1st and 10. McDonough looking left, throwing left. He's got a man wide open for the touchdown. It's Ronan Ballesteri from 18 yards out. How about touchdown pass number 5 for Mike McDonough?
Yeah, one of the things that this is going to get around, Nick, the league. By tomorrow afternoon, there's going to be a lot of people going to see this score. And this is just
putting on a clinic.
Putting on a clinic here. And again, each one of these plays are individual plays that are being done with high execution. One of the things I like about that play too is that's designed for Mike to kind of look down at the short receiver and underneath, and that just creates that release room that.
36.
Who was that caught that ball? That was
Ronan Ballesteri.
And all of a sudden, as soon as he looked down at that receiver, watch here, you're going to see again. Watch what happens. He looks down as if he's going to throw it out wide, and then that's when he gets the room, the separation that he needs, because the cornerback starts coming up because he thinks he's going to throw it outside, and then you've got that separation you need, and then he throws a dart right in his hand. So
Ballesteri, the Bedford native. Plays on both sides of the football, special teams as well, and is rewarded for his hard work there with a wide-open touchdown toss of 18 yards. So Mike McDonough continuing to put up some video game-type numbers here tonight, just 2 minutes into the second quarter. 5 touchdown passes, 1 touchdown run, in BG for the first time leads by 30, 44-14.
But the team, the quarterback and the receivers have to have a real commitment to excellence, and we're seeing that right now. This results of hard work.
On the run, it's Bassnett, the Timberlane returner. Sidesteps at the 25.
Wow.
Ekes out a couple more up to the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Coverage again pretty good there for Bishop Guertin.
There was a little battle going on between two players about 4 yards outside of the sideline.
Well, you said it earlier, Steve. This can turn ugly quickly sometimes when it's lopsided. It's been a physical game. The officials now really need to pay attention. We saw a number of late hits and some unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in that first half. So something to watch for this 5-person officiating crew here in the second half. Milochik, handoff, Corman, right side. This kid's been working hard tonight.
He has.
And he's got another first down as the sophomore picks up 11 up to the 41-yard line.
Always appreciate a running back that got the hand on the back of his blocker, Nick, waiting to release one way or the other, but using that to his advantage.
Coach Fitzgerald going to pick up the pace here. On 1st and 10, Corman squirts through the hole. First down and then some. Right side run down the sidelines, pushed out of bounds by Ballesteri near the 30-yard line. That's good for 25 and a first down.
Nice run.
On the tackle.
Good blocking up front, Nick. Watch here. You'll see.
Timberlane.
Look at this. Nice kick-out block right there. Just took 27 right out of the play.
That was Liam Kelly, the junior.
Liam Kelly, what a terrific job.
He's also the punter, of course.
Yep. And
first and 10 from the 30. Handoff left side. A little bit of room here for Cam Nazarian. Going to find his way into the red zone after a 14-yard pickup. Tackled down at the 16.
Again, this is just more of the same that we see about Timberlane. Even when they're down multiple scores, they don't stop fighting. So
this is one of their more impressive drives so far.
Yep.
We've seen now 3 straight plays of over 15.
Offensive line doing a good job opening up holes. Changed a couple of blocking schemes, a little more angle block, high angle blocking that's going on here with BG, and it's working for Timberlane. BG's going to have to adjust.
First time in the red zone since early in the second quarter.
Same situation
Corman, another right side run. Good hole. Inside the 10 before it's all said and done, down to the 7-yard line. Pickup of 8 to set up second down and 2.
Corman picks up.
Again, the Owls are going to go right to the line.
Nicholas Devlin doing a good job out there in the center.
Shovel the wing back. Corman the tail. They're going to blow it dead.
It must be an offensive penalty. Yeah, false start.
False start on the out.
Yeah, this has happened to Timberlane, Nick, throughout this game. They really start building momentum, and then all of a sudden they have a little mental error there.
It's their third procedural penalty.
It is, and there's some others that they've had too. They've had illegal motion, illegal shift,
couple of holds, but you're right.
Couple of holds, and it's hit at really bad times.
Couple of drive killers.
Yep,
momentum killers. Timberlane hoping it's just a blip in the radar here. Second down and 6. Football at the 7-yard line here. Milochik going to double-check something with Coach Fitzgerald, who's raising his voice over on the far sideline.
Yep.
In the gun, Corman to his left, quarterback keeper, and look out.
Oh, wow, 73.
Hit immediately by Fox, who gets into the backfield. He's starting to put together a pretty good game.
Yeah, he is.
Senior Sam Fox with a tackle there for a loss.
Yes. Nice job. Watch him dominate here. You're going to see him. He just blasts through. Yeah. The design of that play, I think there might have been a little confusion on that play, Nick. You talked about how he was looking on the sideline, and it looked to me like the blocking scheme versus the running scheme were going in two different directions. So
the result is a loss of 3 and now a third down and 9.
Yep. They really need to score here, Nick, if they're going to have any chance.
Had a promising-looking start to the drive, but have hit a hiccup here in the red zone. On 3rd and 9, they throw it to the flat far side. Nazarian is wrapped up right away.
Great cover there by, who was that, Nazarian? Yep.
Spun down at the 15. Tackle there by Ballesteri.
Yep.
Who makes his way out of the secondary, was it?
No, I think that was Chimalecki. Number 3, I believe.
One of the defensive backs was
we'll
there.
see. We're going to see, Nick. You've been right here a couple times. And
both in the area.
Yep, they both were in the area, is correct.
Well, the first man on him was Ballesteri.
Absolutely right. Yeah, and then Chimalecki came in
and finished him off.
Yep,
so a good 1-2 punch.
I'll give you 66% of that, Nick. How's that?
I'll take that. I'll take that. 4th and 9.
Big 4th down here for the Timberlane.
No hesitation from the sideline. They're going to go for it. Corman in motion. Snap taken low. Milochik over the middle. Intercepted. Picked off in the end zone by Sam Franco. Is going to drop his right knee to the turf for a touchback.
Smart move.
So at the midway point, BG with a stop. On a 4th down, they come up with an interception, their third takeaway tonight, and it comes at the midway point of this third quarter.
So not only does that height and extension and radius benefit them offensively all through this game, in that case, same thing defensively. And that was that's just a guy thinking about what to do in situational football. He realizes how important that was. Don't take any chances of fumbling it, trying to run it down. Just put it in the end zone.
Yep.
And get your offensive set out in the field. That's been doing great all night. That's just smart football.
Second interception tossed by Jeremy Milochik. He also lost a fumble in that first half. So the Cardinals bend, but they do not break, and now they go back to the ground here on 1st and 10. It's A.J. Holmes. He was used sparingly in that first half.
Yes.
But when he has touched the ball tonight, he's been productive, including there. That's an 11-yard pickup to the 31.
Absolutely, Nick. And, BG, obviously what they want to do here right now, with a 30-point deficit is burn that clock. So,
remember, next touchdown means a 35-point gap, which would trigger that running clock.
Like we saw last night in Bedford.
We did. That game, by the way, you can check out on our YouTube channel, FNLNH Media, Bedford versus North. All right, McDonough on 1st and 10. They call his number. The quarterback on a left side run is going to scratch out maybe 4.
Yep.
Up to about the 35-yard line of BG to set up a second down and 6. Waiting for him there on the right side of the defensive line was Ryan Contos for Timberlane.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes left in the third quarter with a 44-14 lead. Probably don't want to be running the quarterback too much here in this particular situation, and it wouldn't surprise me another 6 minutes, couple minutes into the fourth quarter, you might see some key guys.
I think the end of this drive will be telling.
Will be very telling.
Either way. Timberlane showing blitz. They bring Kelly through the A-gap. The handoff is to Chimalecki. And he's stuffed up in the hole and taken down near the line of scrimmage. Both Kelly and Contos, again, are there for the Owls. And now a 3rd down and 5 officially on the way from the 36-yard line.
I've watched a lot of BG's offense this year, Nick, and there's been some new plays over the last 2 weeks that have been implemented that have been very, very effective. That I had, at least in the games I saw before, I did not see them. So Coach Nalen bringing more and more things into the offensive repertoire. And
week by week,
really like the play design. Look at that.
First-year head man dials up a screen here to the receiver, and Szymanski's got another 1st down. That's another 3rd down conversion, which the Cardinals have dominated tonight.
That play calling tonight has been outstanding, Nick. Obviously, good execution makes play calling look good, but there's no question, good play calling helps the execution. So they work hand in hand with one another, and both things are running on full cylinders tonight.
Szymanski's been busy at the game's opening touchdown back in the first 3 minutes of the game. A 1-yard grab, has an interception defensively, and he moves the sticks there on 3rd down to keep his team's offense on the field. McDonough's going to go back under center here, a rare look. Looks like an I formation. They give the wingback toss. Holmes to the right is going to follow behind a pile and then burst through for a 1st down. Tripped up down at the Owls' 40-yard line after a pickup there of 13 more.
13.5 yards. That'll move the chains for another.
Tom King the other night called this BG's go-to play.
Go-to play, yeah. Tom was terrific the other night. I thought he was great.
Our friend Tom King from the Nashua Telegraph.
If you really, you look at Jay Pinson, you want to talk about the East Coast teams. You want to talk about the Nashua teams. You talk to Tom King. He's dialed in.
Same formation here and the same play. This time to the left. It's Holmes. But we saw this play work well 2 weeks ago against Nashua North here.
We did.
Didn't see it too much in that first half, but now back-to-back snaps have gone to Holmes here on this drive.
Yeah, this is a little Mike Bellevue-esque here because Mike used to run the spread, and then when it came time, he'd go to the tee to create a clock-burning situation. This is kind of a multifaceted approach as well. I have tremendous amount of respect for Mike Bellevue as a coach for Sauhegan. He was just an incredible coach.
4 championship rings.
4 championship rings. Had a great assistant coaching staff, but he groomed those guys, brought them into the program.
A friend of ours here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire.
Coach Nalen's offensive playbook here is really impressive.
Well, back to the spread here. An empty set, and they let McDonough stumble his way towards the 1st down stick. I think he's got it inside the 30 at the 29.
I think McDonough's having fun, but I wouldn't be letting my quarterback, my number 1 quarterback, be running it with a 44-14 lead.
Well, if this ends,
but that's just me. I can't help it.
If this ends in a touchdown,
it's so valuable.
I think McDonough might be done.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with McDonough in the game at this point. But running him up the middle into linebacker is as tough a kid as he is. I'm not sure how we do this point. But you know what?
Well, Coach Nalen described him as tough as nails.
I don't think there's any question about that. But that wasn't the issue. You just
Chimalecki left side and a stretch. Inside the 25, spun down about the 22-yard line, and a flag is thrown on the tackle.
Going left.
Usually think
again by the line judge, Vicky Paraday-Gay.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
This is what I mean about key players getting hurt in late part of the game.
Yeah, Chimalecki.
And he looks to me like he's really frustrated. And that's why I say if there's anybody that's banged up or anything like that, to me, Nick, you want to get him off the field in a situation like that. You've got some good twos to come in. and fill in. I mean, you got Chimalecki. How many times have we called his name tonight on every element?
We've called his brother's name, too, Aaron.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Aaron, the sophomore, Ethan, the senior.
You know, you got Lennon out there. You got, all these guys, Ballesteros, if nothing else, just kind of rotate them in and out so the fatigue factor doesn't settle in here. And that's where oftentimes when injuries happen is towards the end of the game when the fatigue factor of the body, begins to break down a little bit. And
well, we're seeing both backup quarterbacks starting to get loose on the Bishop Guertin sideline. Down now to 95 seconds here in a fast-moving third quarter. It's all Bishop Guertin here. They're up 30. They run a screen here to Lennon, who has had a big night. And he gets his way back down to about the 25-yard line. Took a hip shot there from Daniel Cheer.
Seriously, Nick, they're at this stage of the game, if you're Timberlane, you the only thing that you have is to really play highly physical football, and they like playing highly physical. Nothing meant to harm or anything like that. It's just that's the way the game's going to get. When you say get out of hand, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means that they're going to be really going after the key players, trying to keep this thing in check.
If you're on the wrong end of a 30-point game, I get angry.
Right.
And it starts to be more about pride than the scoreboard late in the game.
And it's understandable.
Here comes Holmes. He's playing for more than pride tonight.
Yeah, he sure is.
He wants a touchdown to his credit. He stopped just shy at the 2-yard line. Meanwhile, the tackler is slow to get up. Down at the 2-yard line. That's Cam Nazarian, who has played hard both ways tonight for Timberlane. And he's apparently okay.
And we're seeing some BG, looks like to me like some BG.
Some subs here.
Subs coming in to play, and I definitely.
And Miller Nichols is on the field for the first time, the junior, in that huddle.
Meanwhile,
Timberlane is going to make some subs up front as well as George Devlin comes hustling on to the D-line here. This could be the final play of this third quarter. We're down now to 20 seconds. It's a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. McDonough back under center. Pitch play. Holmes comes right side, and he's in the end zone to finish off the drive with a touchdown. It's a 2-yard score, and BG is now put up at even 50 points here with 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
This is an offensive show that we're seeing right here. And
so A.J. Holmes, who was the go-to back on that drive, appropriately finishes off the effort with a 2-yard touchdown run, his first of the night.
Yep.
Cardinals extend the lead to now 50-14. One more on the way. It's up and good.
Lennon's kick is good.
So Lennon has been nearly perfect tonight. He did miss one extra point,
51,
but not that one. 51-14 BG, and that should trigger a running clock here.
Yep. The running clock will start.
For the remainder of the contest, it'll start after the kick.
On the kickoff.
Well, if you're just joining us, BG and Timberlane tied at 7 after 1.
Yep.
And then in the second quarter, the bottom kind of fell out as BG put up 30 in the frame, including 17 unanswered before halftime, to take a halftime lead of 37-14. And now 2 more touchdowns on 2 drives in this third quarter. McDonough, Tyrone Ballesteri on the first, and then A.J. Holmes a moment ago, a 2-yard run. 51-14 is BG on their way to their third win of the season. They're looking to jump above 500 for the first time in Division I West.
Owls, Nick, if you look at the roster, very young team.
Very young.
Very, very young. BG's got some young players in the game as well. But their receiving core, Nick, is as good as I've seen anybody play this year so far. They've got a great receiving core.
This one into the end zone for a touchback.
Timberlane will start.
A quarterback that knows how to get him to the ball.
Right. There's of course a few teams that
we will have
that would like to make an exception, but based on tonight, this group as dynamic as anybody we've seen so far through 5 weeks.
Well, to have 3 what I would consider a number 1 caliber receiver, Dick, is not available in every single football team, and each one of these guys have really serious attributes. I mean, these guys. But again, player development is something that Coach Fitzgerald and Coach Nalen pride themselves on.
All right, third quarter in the books. It's all BG tonight. 51-14. They look to put the cherry on the sundae when we come back. Fourth quarter on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Well, the fourth quarter begins with a 19-yard run by Ryan Roger. As the number twos are in, so to speak, the backup's getting some playing time here in this fourth quarter. An errant snap since the sophomore quarterback Conran Grove scrambling. The youngster does recover the live football, but it's a big loss there of nearly 10 yards. So second down and 10 on the way. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Minute gone by, fourth quarter. This one has been all BG, really from the second quarter on.
Yep.
The Cardinals, led by quarterback Mike McDonough, have been unstoppable tonight with 51 points through three quarters.
Absolutely. If you, well, I'll wait till play's over.
Second down and long. And again, surveying is Groves, going to fire one towards the sideline that ends up incomplete. Third down coming.
Yeah, if you told me at the end of the first quarter, Nick, that this score with 10:38 in the fourth quarter would be 51-14, I would have never believed it. But they have unloaded the BG has unloaded the tool bag, and let me tell you, they are. They are. I am sure that Coach O'Reilly next week is going to take a long look at this film.
Yeah, Pinkerton
to get ready for
coming up next week.
What a game that's going to be.
Week number 6. Throw on the run, complete near side. This is Sanasuazo on the receiving end. Ushered out of bounds there by the defender, senior Theo Leonard.
To Sanasuazo.
And after only a 3-yard pickup, it's fourth down and about 16 here.
Yep. Clock's continuing to run.
Yep, a running clock here.
Timberlane
due to the deficit,
51-14.
So BG going to put together back-to-back wins. They had a comfortable 28-7 victory last week against Merrimack. That was their first in-state victory of the season. They beat Scarborough on the road up in Maine in week 2. And then this one here is going to put them all in all, Steve, to 3-2 overall, 2-2 against in-state competition. Again, with a big meeting in Derry next week at Pinkerton.
And just to put this thing in context, Nick, I mean, a close game, right down to the wire, no doubt. But people got to remember, this Timberlane team beat Sauhegan last week. I don't care if Sauhegan's Division II. They can play against most Division I teams, I would argue, pretty competitively. And they did Timberlane. So that just shows you that Timberlane is, what BG's doing here is meaningful. This isn't a team that isn't a solid football team in the Owls.
No, and as you mentioned, they graduated a ton.
Oh, yeah. Tons of seniors.
From a team that went to the Division I semifinals last year.
Yeah. But
it may take more than a year to get them back to that level of prominence.
It looks to me, Nick, like they've got a good feed coming in and coming up for next year.
Got a little bit of contact on the punt. There's a flag down.
Another one.
Yeah, Sanasuazo was bumped, I think, and this one could hurt BG.
But there is a flag on the play.
Although 4th and 16, they're not going to get an automatic first. So it should still be 4th down despite the Cardinal penalty.
As we talked about, Timberlane's got Manchester Memorial, which one would think that they can hang in there in that game, to say the least. And they got Dover, Winnicott, and Portsmouth Oyster River. So they got some certainly a couple.
Yeah, both teams
top-ranked teams coming up.
Yeah, both teams with a challenging schedule. You mentioned Pinkerton next week for Bishop Guertin.
Yep.
After that, maybe eases up a bit with Keene, Goffstown, and South. But that is, I would say, a manageable road for Bishop Guertin as they try to crack that 13-team playoff field.
Yeah, I think the way that this game is being played against a good Timberlane team, Nick, is really elevating the hype in Derry next week on Friday night. You really want to see these two teams match up, and they have a great history of competition.
3 minutes
that we've
in,
seen throughout the years.
Fourth quarter, new quarterback on for Bishop Guertin. Andre Steinbrook, a freshman, getting some snaps here. Handoff right side.
Fayed picks up 7.
Ends up with Sam Fayed.
Yep.
Gets 7 there on that right side run. Both teams basically have pulled the starters at this point on both sides of the football.
Yep.
Well, always an opportunity for some of these youngsters to
absolutely
catch the eye of the coaching staff. Good way to reward kids who go hard in practice. It's a pretty good hole here and a good-looking run. First carry of the night for Hudson Schmidt.
All right, give it up for Hudson Schmidt.
Sophomore going to move the chains as he's across the 40 up to about the 45-yard line.
First down.
Well, you got Matthew Goldstein still in the game, Nick, but you do have number 58, Sam Stodia, sophomore.
Yep.
We'll pull off these other names here.
Yeah, a lot of youngsters.
I always like to look at what's coming up on the offensive line for the future of any football team.
And off right side, another first carry. This one to Logan Curran.
Another sophomore, Max Moynihan. He's in there.
Yep. Curran, a freshman.
Yep.
His first carry tonight.
Yep.
Not going to go for too much, but enough to move the sticks. First down and 10 coming up from the 46.
Big jump, as we know, Nick, between sophomore and junior year. Huge jump.
Yep.
Usually, this is their first year to get in at this time, get some reps. But then they get in the weight room in January, Nick, and that's when they really begin to mature and work.
There's a good tackle in the backfield.
Nice tackle.
Shooting his way through the line was Noah Kudheim, sophomore. Both Kudheims tonight have played hard for Coach Fitzgerald. We now already 5 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter.
Third down and 14 at the 41.
A Timberlane band 350 feet away from us, Nick.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
I just think they're terrific.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite to listen to as well. Making the trip from Plastow to play on the road, doing a good job.
Nice
both
job.
bands were.
They did great tonight.
We're great at halftime. We heard the Cardinal band pay tribute to Led Zeppelin, which I know you like, Steve.
Yep.
Steinbrook picks up 13,
and
make it
kind of a mixed bag variety there from the Timberlane
Definitely
set.
would be on the repertoire if you're going to go play football. I'd have that headset on full blast with a little bit of that.
Yeah. Zeppelin, they cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
So to speak.
I wonder if AC/DC ever knew that they were going to be so connected to football,
right?
When they were creating this their music. Because I'll tell you, there's something about it. If you don't want to go out and play after listening to that,
yeah, AC/DC, they may be they may have the most songs on warm-up tapes nationwide when it comes to football. They're certainly on the short list.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on fourth and short, we're going to see the first punt of the night for Bishop Guertin as Connor Lennon places that one pretty well. They're going to pin Timberlane inside their own 15 at the 12-yard line.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
How about the Rolling Stones, Just a Shot Away? That is
That's up there. That's on a lot of movie soundtracks as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Who.
The Who, sure.
Yeah, either Eminence Front or oh gosh,
Teenage Wasteland?
No. Oh my gosh.
First and 10 the other way for Timberlane.
Give the old man a chance to get his memory banks back here.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it's been a long week to say the least.
Got a first and 10 here. Timberlane trying to scratch something out. They have been kept off the scoreboard in this second half.
40, Manchester Memorial 20.
Some other scores to get to.
21, Wyndham 14.
Oh, you do have some.
Yep.
Okay.
Dover As we just heard over the speakers, doubling up Memorial in week 5, 40-20. Of course, we were in Bedford last night as the Bulldogs came up with another shutout. This one over Nashua North, 45-0. Meanwhile, this is a good-looking run here that just continues to stretch. Mike Sanasuazo trying to gobble up some yards here in the second half. He's way out across the 40. Ends up getting tackled at his own 41-yard line after a pickup there of 21.
Won't get fooled again. How about that one?
Oh,
huh?
yeah,
That's another
absolutely.
good one.
Continuing with some Week 5 scores, as we mentioned earlier, Exeter.
Yeah.
They caught their first loss out of state against St. John's, 28-7.
That just does nothing but helps Exeter, Nick, to get through that game.
Central held off South for their second win of the season. Salem topped Alvern. Blue Devils still unbeaten at 5-0. Meanwhile, Sanasuazo in trouble and dropped in the backfield. Fayed finished him off.
Joseph Neal on the tackle.
Nick,
Joseph Nealon was there as well.
What was the score of that Exeter-St. John game?
28-7.
28-7, okay.
7-7 early.
I believe
Before
St. John's pretty solid this year, too.
Yes.
Though. Yeah, they're nothing like going up against a tough opponent. Of course, Pinkerton going to be bringing in Brockton in town.
Yep.
And that should be a heck of a matchup.
It's a long-time rivalry, as we know.
Londonderry going down to Chelmsford and just destroying.
That was week 2.
Yep.
Other scores, lower divisions last night. Souhegan handed Plymouth their first loss in blowout fashion. A good rebound for the Sabres after they lost to Timberlane in week 5. This one picked off. Nice play. Tip and then pick by Hudson Schmidt, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. It's a pick 6 for Hudson Schmidt.
Sophomore.
And it comes with 3 minutes remaining here in regulation. BG.
He looked good on that, I'll tell you.
Fireworks tonight here in week number 5. 57 now on the board.
Watch the field awareness that he – watch this. He throws the ball downfield, and he anticipates that. Look at that. That's just beautiful work right there. You couldn't have said it better. Terrific. Look, and grabs the sideline immediately. What a terrific job.
Backup kicker is on here.
He'll sleep
Keegan
good tonight.
Williamson, the junior. High snap, good hold. Kick up and good.
Good.
And Keegan Williamson puts it through.
So 58,
the Cardinals.
14.
Add one.
As this one has been over for a while here in Nashua.
Timberlane, 14.
Yeah, it sure has. I mean, this is
Well, Bishop Guertin,
way beyond what I thought the score would be, Nick.
on the strength of a 30-point second quarter,
Yeah.
turn the corner and never look back. They have built up their largest lead of the night now, obviously at 58-14, but they have held Timberlane off the scoreboard since 4 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, defense just shored up. But I think that the sometimes the best defense is a good offense just scoring points. And it begins to, at least, if not demoralize, certainly just kind of take the gas out of the tank, so to speak. And
momentum helps both sides of the ball.
Absolutely. Momentum's a powerful thing. I was watching the Ryder Cup this afternoon, and you could see
Williamson into kick for the Cardinals.
the European crowd really getting on the Americans, and these guys, Americans came back and won 3 out of 4 today. And sports is about momentum, Nick. It's such a big factor.
High kick from Williamson, handled on the run. I believe this is one of the backups, Spencer Bryan, who junior crossed the 30 on a good-looking run back to the 31-yard line. Another tackle there by Schmidt for Bishop Guertin. Running clock, we're down to 2 minutes already. Coming up, post-game coverage, he does. We'll go over this one and get you some numbers if we can, some other scores, etc. We'll put this one to bed here. We'll put week 5 to bed statewide as BG set to improve to 3-2 on the season. First and 10. Another series here for the sophomore Groves. Quarterback handoff left side. And up to about the 25 or so goes the tailback, Sanasuazo. Meanwhile, something exciting.
And Nathan Bowen on the tackle.
happened on the BG sideline. Not sure.
I think they just sent number 21 in the game, Ben, a freshman. Ben Michaels, I believe. How do you pronounce that? Michaels?
I think it's Michaels.
Michaels. And, boy, he's obviously got a lot of teammates that love this fella. And
yeah, he may be the smallest guy on the field.
He is.
It makes it easy to root for him. Here's a good tackle. Comes on the edge again from Fayed, who's made the most of his opportunities here tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And that brings us into the final minute here of regulation.
You know, regardless of the score, Nick, the running capability of Corman really impressed me tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And, BG, clearly the defense stiffened up, but he was the one player on the Timberlane staff that was able to continue to big chunks of yardage, but had penalties at inopportune times that ruined drives. And
Sanasuazo zigzagging his way further and further into the backfield. And the result is another big loss here as Bishop Guertin gets to him. And that is going to end things here tonight at Stello Stadium. BG, their most impressive victory in a long time. 58-14 the final. They've now won back-to-back games and sit at 3-2 overall through 5 weeks. Timberlane going to slip to 2-3. And this one was Mike McDonough's showcase as the quarterback threw for 5 touchdowns in 3 quarters. Added one more on the ground.
Yep.
All in all, a very feel-good win, so to speak, for the home team tonight, the BG Cardinals.
Yeah, I think it's breakout, Nick. I think there's 2 teams. We talk about stratification during the season, and the teams that start developing in the middle part of the season, oftentimes show some of that spark even in the beginning, but things just don't finish well. BG coming in 2-2. To me, Nick, they and Salem are 2 teams to me that are teams that are pulling themselves upward, moving upward within that middle pack, separating themselves from Wyndham and Concord and now Timberlane and other teams. It doesn't mean that things can't turn around and there's time, but as you look forward, BG and Salem look like 2 teams that are gelling extremely nicely, and a lot of the things that may not have been working are coming together for both of these squads. Welcome to New Hampshire football, Coach Nalen. He's put together a nice squad here, assistant coaches.
A signature win tonight for sure.
And, he's out there being who he really is. He's calm, he's cool, he's collective, but he really puts together some great. He's put together a great playbook here, and now you're beginning to see the execution level go up of that playbook. BG's for real.
All right, take a break, come back. And put the bow tie on this one.
Yep.
58-14, the final. BG over Timberlane. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks. showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And do you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Well, 58-14 is our final score tonight here at Stello Stadium as Bishop Guertin wins their second straight to improve to 3-2 overall. Timberlane slips to 2-3. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. BG wasted little time. 3 minutes into the game, they capitalized. A 1-yard touchdown pass. First of many tonight from Mike McDonough to Cody Szymanski, 7-0 BG. Timberlane responded to their credit. Less than 3 minutes later, Jeremy Milochik to Liam Corman from 33 yards out, tied the game at 7, and that was our score after the first quarter. Then the second quarter was a BG explosion. Cardinals put up 30 in the frame on the first play of the second quarter. McDonough to Connor Lennon, 23 yards out, 14-7. Turnover a moment later, set up BG with a short field, and they capitalize again. McDonough this time on the ground from a yard out to make it 21-7. Timberlane showed no quit tonight, though, as Jeremy Milochik got his team right back in the mix with a 2-yard score. 21-14 at that point, at about the midway point of the second quarter. McDonough to Lennon. They weren't done. They hook up for a second time with just outside of 5 minutes to go in the first half. This one from 18 yards out. Final minute, McDonough to Lennon again from 15. 34-14 at that point. Another Timberlane turnover sets up a last-second field goal. His time expired before halftime. Connor Lennon, a 29-yarder, stretches the Cardinal advantage to 37-14. Second half, more of the same. First 3 minutes, McDonough to Ronan Ballesteri this time. 18 yards out, 44-14. BG showed you what they could do on the ground tonight as well. A.J. Holmes, a 2-yard touchdown run in the final seconds of the third quarter. Basically put this one to bed, 51-14 after 3. And then some of the subs for Bishop Guertin helped out in that fourth quarter, including the sophomore Hudson Schmidt on a pick 6 in the final 3 minutes.
How about Hudson Schmidt, huh?
To put the exclamation point on this one. 58-14 is the final. Bishop Guertin in a blowout tonight over Timberlane.
Yeah, Hudson might have got a few eyes tonight from the coaching staff because he's got the girth, he's got a lot of strength. Pretty impressive. Nick, bottom line, the scoreboard is a reflection on the play of the field that day, today. The play on the field is a reflection of what happens in practice. And the work and the effort that they're putting in the weight room and then on the field to technically get better and better and better. And to me, in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks, Coach Nalen has taken a group of guys that just come in that he's just still learning to get to know, and there's just a lot of good things gelling in this team. And got a great playbook, got a great offensive playbook. To me, the skill positions on BG, Nick, are probably what I would consider clearly now, top 10 or whatever, A grade, okay? It's all about the offensive line for BG, what they can do. We're going to find out next week against Pinkerton. They're going to go play some serious iron. But to me, if this offensive line can continue to grow, and what I've seen, the growth that I've seen the last couple of weeks is just exemplary. And if they can continue to do that, Nick, they're going to cause some havoc like Salem, I think.
You mentioned Pinkerton. That's the next opponent for Bishop Guertin. That game will be played Friday night in Derry at 7 o'clock. The Astros were also in action today.
Mm-hmm.
They took on Concord.
Yep.
And beat the Crimson 34-7. So Pinkerton improves to 5.
Pinkerton's solid.
And one other score for you. Winnacunnet, they traveled north, way up north, to Bangor, Maine. And Continental there, 28-7.
5-hour ride
was
right?
the final. Not as much from the beach.
Okay.
Save a little time.
That's
there.
true, too. Yeah.
Probably 3.5, I would say.
Say hi to Mr. King, right?
Yes, absolutely. All right. Want to thank Mr. Brown, right, for, again, extending the warm welcome. We appreciate it.
Terrific.
As usual, our friends over at ETV, Coach Nalen, for joining us this week. Appreciate speaking with him. And, of course, our crew here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. John Barron, Kristen Beals behind the lenses tonight. Of course, the whole thing orchestrated from behind the curtain by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. For executive producer Steve Beals, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time, Bishop Guertin 58, Timberlane 14. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.